AAA Alianzas stream. We are live for this AAA Alianzas stream, and yes, this is a weird one. This is a show that I didn't even know we would be doing this weekend. This weekend there was boxing, there was UFC. Obviously, there's an AEW show going on right now, but I wasn't sure what we would cover. I certainly knew it wouldn't be AEW, but yes, I'm really pleased that this AAA show came along because it answered the question for me. It's always fun to kind of dip into this AAA world. And we do have some big WWE names. Probably most notably, Dirty Dominik Mysterio. He's going to be in a tag match. He's going to be teaming up with Grande, Americano. They're going to be taking on Dragon Lee and Vikingo. I really rate Vikingo. I enjoyed him when he was in AEW. So I know that he's not very loved by the AAA fans. I heard that apparently Del Rio was really appreciated, and he kind of, in the builds, kind of made fun of Vikingo's size. And apparently a lot of the AAA fans have kind of turned on Vikingo ever since then. And so Vikingo doesn't really get much love. Just bring him to Raw or SmackDown or probably NXT. Bring him to like one of those because he is such a great talent. So I wouldn't be shocked if they did that, honestly. So Vikingo, always worth looking and keeping an eye out for. Dragon Lee, it's such an enigma to me, Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee is someone that I should be really impressed with, but I just always find that he blends into the background. I'm way more impressed, way more excited by Javon Evans than I am Dragon Lee. And it's hard to say why. I mean, Dragon Lee is someone that maybe doesn't get much time to cut promos. Perhaps it's because we don't know much about him. He's obviously very good in the ring, but it's hard to point to like a banging Dragon Lee match. So I don't know. Dragon Lee is an enigma to me. I think Dragon Lee, Vikingo, it's going to be good to check them out tonight, see what they're going to bring. Dominik Mysterio, always fun to watch, and his partner, El Grande Americano. So probably going to be some hijinks, shenanigans, some excellent in-ring work. That match should be a lot of fun. We got a championship being defended as well. Ethan Page, Chelsea Green, they're going to be defending their mixed tag team championship against Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. Now, at what point are they going to drop this championship? Because both of them have got second belts. Both of them have got other responsibilities. I do wonder if Nikki Cross might make her presence felt tonight. And the reason why I say that is because we didn't see the Wyatt Six, and we didn't see Nikki Cross on SmackDown. What if they show up tonight at AAA and actually Nikki could distract Chelsea as she sets her sights on that United States Championship? That then costs them the belts, and then maybe Lola and Mr. Iguana can have a little run with them. I don't know. It's probably going to be Ethan and Chelsea that retain. But I think there is an opportunity to do something quite fun there tonight. I think Nikki Cross has obviously been around that title, been popping up in the background. She was keeping her eye on Julia, but I think it was the belt she was more interested in. And Chelsea in action tonight. Can't really rule it out. We have seen the Wyatt Six in Mexico before, at a AAA show before. So not the craziest prediction if it does go that way. So not sure which way that's going to go in regards to who wins the belts. But Ethan Chelsea defending against Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. As well as that, we do have an absolute banger with Axiom against Javon Evans against Octagon Jr. That is going to be so much fun. That is genuinely going to be fun. I really rate Javon and Axiom. I don't know much about Octagon Jr. I've only seen him a couple of times. But every time I've seen him, he's been great. So I just feel like that's just going to be like flipping, whoa. It's going to be like that. We're going to be very impressed, I think, with that match. Then we've got a women's tag match. Natalya and Faby Apache taking on La Hiedra and Flammer. So, women's tag team match. Natalya, always good to see her in action. We don't really see her that much now on Raw or SmackDown. So, good to see her in action here. So, lovely. Then we've got the Parka against... not too bothered about that. That's just like a bit of an opening match. And actually, I'm quite interested in this. This Psycho Circus with Dave the Clown and all of that. That could be kind of fun. I'm pretty sure we could have a bit of fun with this. So, Los Psycho Circus against El Hojo. So, we're going to be seeing that as well. So, for me, these two matches are the two matches that are kind of like opening the show. Not really too bothered by them, but I am interested in Psycho Circus. Lovely. Might even get some Wyatt 6 stuff there. I think the Psycho Circus is the kind of group that Wyatt 6 had set their sights on. But really, it's this up here that I think is really grabbing the attention. That's obviously got quite a bit of WWE involvement. And, yeah, you know, should be pretty fun for a Saturday night. So, there we go. The partnership between WWE and AAA has seen increasing talent exchanges, including Worlds Collide in June, and the ongoing participation of AAA talent in NXT. And it's true, we have been seeing quite a few of the AAA talent coming over to NXT. So, lovely. I don't know what the future's going to hold for this kind of AAA promotion and the, you know, how we present it. I think a lot of people were kind of hoping that there'd be a weekly show that would be on WWE YouTube, and that, you know, maybe it could be part of like the weekly viewing. But, I mean, there's just no sign of that at the moment. And, in fact, there's been quite a few AAA shows recently that didn't get shown in the UK, and I'm not sure got shown in America. So, clearly there is some work to be done there with getting these shows out to those that want to watch them in America and in the UK. So, it's good to see that that's what they're doing tonight. So, very good. Okay, Wrestle with Andy, hello, said we need to learn Mexican for these streams. Well, that is true. We need to dig in and really embrace the Mexican culture. So I will put that at the top of the to-do list. Mr. Dell Jr. said, I know this is a UFC question, but do we think Sarukian is next in line for Taporia after he submitted Dan Hooker, said Mr. Dell Jr. I didn't see the card, to be honest. I saw the results, but I don't know how he looked. I think there's a few names that are around. A lot of people saying that Paddy should be someone that's, because Paddy's calling for that fight. And there's people saying that it should be Paddy, certainly because of the heat between them historically. So there's some people calling for that. I'm sure there's going to be people calling for Sarukian. There was people the other day saying that if Islam Makhachev had lost, he should go back and, you know, that's a fight people want to see. You know, but, I mean, Islam won, didn't he? So I don't think he's got any plans to go back down. But, yeah, I mean, they're certainly not short of options. I'm not really calling for anything. I mean, I suppose for me, the most engaging thing would be the Paddy fight. Just because it would be fun to kind of settle that. And Paddy is asking for it as well now, which is interesting. Good. I don't think Paddy would win. I think Taporia would win. But, yeah, I think that one's got a bit of extra spice to it. Asib, hello. Days, the IWC are melting down. Oh, my God. What's happened? What's happened to our beloved IWC? The IWC are melting down after hearing Bisping on UFC commentary calling WWE entirely fake. I did see some posts on that he had made those comments. I didn't even bother including that in Unseen, to be honest. I feel like you get this from time to time, don't you, where these kind of comments come out? So, I don't know. Is it a big deal? It didn't strike me as a big deal. I did not melt down over it. But thoughts and prayers go out to our friends in the IWC. We love you. We're thinking of you. And you will get through this. You will find a way of getting through this. So, yeah. Nothing but love to all those trolls out there and really strange stan accounts, people that just post for engagement, you know, try to rage bait, try to come out with wild takes just so they can get people to angrily respond. Yeah. Thoughts are with you if you're freaking out over this. Oddison9181 said, I have seen Psycho Circus members in JC Dub, but JC Dub is ran by ICP, so it's understandable, said Odinson9181. Thank you, my friends. Appreciate the info. I hope you're doing well. Banks said, will we see Wyatt 6? Well, there's no word on that. I mean, to be honest, there was no word on this show. It was only the other day that we actually had news come in that this was going to be on WWE's YouTube channel. So as a result, there's just not been any chatter around this show. So I don't know if they would have been on this show if it had not been shown in America. Now it's being shown in America and the UK. Does that now mean that they want them to go there now because there's going to be more people from the UK and America watching, and Canada? And I don't know. I mean, it's probably a bit late in the day to change the booking. So did they have Wyatt 6 already booked? I'm not sure that you would change the booking this close to it. I suppose you could, but they've got to get there, of course. So, but it is interesting. They were not on SmackDown. Doesn't make a massive difference because Chelsea was. And she is on this show. So, you know, it wouldn't have mattered if they were, but it was interesting they weren't. It does make me wonder if they'd already headed to Mexico. To be honest, Chelsea didn't really need to be on that show either, did she? All she said was, let's not do the celebration this week, which was weird. It was weird that they had announced the celebration. I wonder, actually, do you know what? Thinking about it. A celebration, a title celebration, is always going to get interrupted, isn't it? There's no point in doing a title celebration, champion celebrate, a heel as well, celebrates and that's it. So it's always going to be interrupted. So chances are it was going to be interrupted by Nikki Cross. Now, if Nikki Cross is ill or they've needed her for this AAA show and she's not there to interrupt it, that would explain why you then have to cancel it. So it suggests to me that there was a plan in place last week where Nikki was going to interrupt the title celebration. And then by the time we get to yesterday's SmackDown, that plan has, for whatever reason, changed. And as a result, Nikki can't interrupt it anymore. So we can't do the celebration. So it was all a bit weird, that stuff, to be honest. It was all very strange. But yes, I think there's a chance we see them tonight, but certainly not guaranteed. Benny said, Days, I'm all set for tonight's show. I've got a meaty Supreme Pizza. Okay. Laffy Taffy. Okay. And a flank steak with sauteed spinach and arugula. Let's effing ho, says Benny. Well, Benny, it sounds like you are dining with kings and queens, because that is not a meal that I've ever experienced. So in my mind, Benny is sat there in a 5 Michelin star restaurant, just finishing up dinner, about to have a bit of fine wine, bid good night to his dining partners, and head home for a little bit of AAA action. So, Benny, I hope you've had a lovely evening. James said, 1, they announced it ages ago. 2, Days has said many times. And 3, it's obvious now that it's on WWE and AAA channels. Hello, James. Hope you're doing well. Steve said, maybe they pre-taped that announcement of cancelling the celebration and Chelsea travelled to. Very true. Yeah. They do that, actually, pre-records these kind of things, so those backstage bits, so it is true. Nails and NY said to me, actually, who is someone that contributes quite a bit to Unseen, she said that she went to the Madison Square Garden NXT show, and a little bit of a spoiler, but not much of a spoiler, John Cena was not there, right, because he's going to announce the teams for the Iron Survivor Challenge. And apparently he was not there. And also, they did not get any announcement. So, that was it. Like, there was nothing about it. So, John Cena is seemingly going to have recorded a message announcing who is going to be in the Iron Survivor matches. And they're probably just going to play that on Tuesday. So they do that quite a bit. And actually, we've seen it before with tape shows where people will spoil the results because the show's taped. But actually, there's normally some backstage segments that get inserted into the edit when it airs that was not shown to the crowd. And to be honest, that was always one of my favorite things about tape shows. It was probably my only favorite thing. It was still worth watching them because even if spoilers were out there, you never know what's going to go down backstage, and a lot of that stuff doesn't get shown. So you just have no idea kind of what's happening, if someone's going to get attacked, if there's going to be like someone in the background, someone teased. You never know. So even taped shows can still certainly be worth watching, even if you know the results, because there can be some stuff on there that does not get spoiled because a lot of that stuff doesn't get shown to the crowd. So, yeah, true. They could have pre-taped that Chelsea thing, and she could have travelled the other day, and what we just saw was like a little pre-record. Say no to technology. Says, does anyone want some of my spaghetti and fentanyl? Oh, sounds lovely, a bit of fentanyl. I would imagine grated on top of some spaghetti. Lovely. I certainly would not pass that up, but I am working technically. This is work, technically. Days, the AAA stream is only in Spanish, said Ray Jays. Is that true? Is there no English commentary? I mean, it's not going to be a problem if so, because it doesn't really matter, does it? The only thing is, we are maybe not going to get some of that sort of backstory, like to do with the stories, the characters. I don't think there's too much I can provide about Psycho Circus or Galeno del Mal, you know? So they're kind of useful for that, but the rest of it, to be honest, I zone out of anyway. So I'm normally chatting away with you guys. So, but I'd be surprised. It's going to be it's on like WWE's YouTube channel, but it's only in Spanish. That's interesting, and also really dumb. Angelo said, "Hello, Wrestling Days. Hello. Hope you're doing well. First time on the streams, really? Well, welcome, my friend. Can't wait to see how the streams go. Oh, normally a disaster. Normally an absolute disaster. But, yeah, I mean, we do a lot of interacting with people in the chat. We talk about whatever it is that's the news of the day or what's gone down recently on SmackDown or what we've got coming up tonight or Survivor Series next weekend. So, I mean, there's obviously a lot to get our teeth into with that. And actually, I've got an interesting question for you guys. My interesting question for you guys, which I'm going to put as a question, because at least that way I can get all the answers in one certain place. You could help me, actually. I think that predicting Survivor Series is a little bit straightforward because there's only at the moment, I think, 4 matches. And obviously, 2 of those are going to be quite long. The War Games matches. So what is it that needs to be predicted? I don't really feel like it's much fun predicting the order people go in the ring. I mean, maybe some others will do that, but I don't know. That doesn't really strike me as being very entertaining. I think this person's... Well, I suppose who starts could be entertaining, but like, then it'll be this person, then it'll be this person. So I suppose it's like, what are your predictions about Survivor Series that's nothing to do with who wins? Hey, how about that? Do you get my point? I want to do a prediction video tomorrow, and I'm just a bit worried that it's not going to be that exciting because there's only 4 matches. And so what else needs to be spoken about, you know? What else needs to be discussed? I mean, I'm not sure that anyone's coming back, like a return or anything like that. So what are your predictions? What are you thinking is going to happen that has got nothing to do with, like, who wins this match? Saying, like, oh, I think the babyface women will win. You know, I mean, obviously, we can do that in the prediction video, but what are your other predictions, your more interesting predictions? Is it like Asuka attacks Kairi or something like this? You get my point? Is it that Charlotte and Rhea can't coexist? I think that could be really interesting, actually. So let me put that down. What are your non-results Survivor Series predictions? So I've got that as a question. I'm posting it right now. You can click. I don't know what it says your end. My end, it says end Q&A. Your end, I don't know what it says. Your end, it will probably say ask host question. So I don't know, something like that. Click on that and then put your answer in there, or answer the question. What are your non-result survivors? And we'll check back in with that in about 5 minutes. We'll check back in and we'll kind of go down them. And I think if there's any that really do kind of make me think or make me go, oh yeah, no, that's great, I'll take it. I'll take your name. I'll mention it in the prediction video tomorrow and obviously give you the credit for it as well. And actually, that's kind of really fun. It makes me think if there's a way of doing that for most prediction videos, actually, because I think that's really interesting. It's a great way of bringing you guys into the prediction videos, isn't it? But maybe I could do. I don't know. When would I do that normally? I don't know. I'd have to think about that, but let's see how this one goes first. But yeah, Survivor Series next weekend. It's, we've had our little grumble about it. Our little grumble doesn't really lead to anything in the sense of, the show itself is not set up to lead to something. Like, if you win the Rumble, you go to WrestleMania. If you're in the main event of WrestleMania, chances are it's a title match. It's, the end of feuds. It's, the Grande showcase. Same with SummerSlam to a lesser degree. But with Survivor Series, it's just two, loads of teams just chucked together. And they are chucked together. I mean, if you look at these teams, they are just completely thrown together. It's only the Vision that's got a little bit of something about it. But other than that, it's thrown together. And so, battling in a match that will be forgotten about 24 hours later, right? So there's no kind of repercussion built into the show. So we've had our little grumble about it, but we're still going to be watching it, and it's still going to be entertaining whilst it's on. And what do we think? Do we think that Asuka is going to attack Kairi? Do we think that, Charlotte and Rhea are not going to get along? Could Charlotte turn on Alexa? Could it be that that's where it all breaks down? Is it that we're going to get someone jump? One of my predictions is I think that Logan jumps off the top of the cage with his phone and does a big viral spot, right? It's not a big prediction, but at least it's something. So Logan jumping off the cage, I think is definitely something I could envisage happening. Because his brother is fighting Anthony Joshua. He's got to do something. He doesn't want to get overshadowed by his brother, does he? So he's going to have to do something. So, yeah, I can very much envisage that. Let's go up. Predictions, if you are going to read them, I think those types of videos would be great, said Rogue. Well, I used to do community predictions. The only problem with community predictions is there's only so many different ways that a show can go, in the sense of, I think, for example, Survivor Series. If we do community predictions, you'll have a load of people saying, I think Cody's team will win. I think Asuka's team will win. I think the Dominik gets his belt back. And do you know what I mean? There's only so many, someone will say completely different, blah, 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 blah. But when you're reading out 50 comments that are just variations of that, it's very samey. It's very repetitive. I don't know that it's very engaging. I think this is more interesting because it maybe opens it out to more options because you can predict pretty much anything. I'm not just asking you to tell me results. I'm saying tell me anything you think we might get on this show that's worthy of just being mentioned, you know, that's not a result of the match. You know, perhaps you're going to predict that someone's going to get busted open. I think Brock Lesnar's going to get busted open or something like this. I don't know. This, I think, is more interesting, actually. And it does make me think, like, for big PLEs, this is kind of quite a constructive way forward when it comes to, like, maybe community predictions. Logan is going to have a large high fly spot of some sort, says Jason. I agree, Jason. Hello, Ross said, I think heels are going to win both the advantages. I think AJ Lee will be the final face to enter for the women. Hello, Ross. Shout out to you. Metal Mama, hello. Hope you're doing well. Joseph said, if the AAA show is in English on the WWE channel, we riot here in 619 San Diego. But, I mean, the way I would do it is on the WWE channel, have it in English, and I believe they are streaming it on the AAA channel, do that one in Spanish. That's what I would do, so that, you know, if you want the Spanish, you go to AAA. If you want the English, you go to WWE. Both are being delivered, same show, and they are streaming it on both. So, you know, I would try and do something along those lines. So I just think you don't... Surely WWE want people watching this show tonight because AEW have got a show on. And so WWE obviously want a counter-program. We're all adults. We know what's happening. So surely they want a counter-program. So it doesn't really make much sense, does it, to then slap just Spanish commentary on without any English commentary? Like, surely you just want to get as many people watching as possible. They've been flipping tweeting out about it all day. Triple H has been posting about it. WWE have been posting about it. Like, they've really been shouting about this show, making sure that people know that this show is going down tonight. There's been quite a bit of promotion today and yesterday over it. And, yeah, I think it's because the most recent ones have not been getting shown. I had a lot of people asking me about recent AAA shows. Where do I go for them? But they haven't been on WWE's YouTube. And I don't even think it was being shown on AAA. There was one that started just after SmackDown that I stuck around for to see if I could find it. And we couldn't find it. And so I was like, I'm just going to have to go. I'm just going to have to go. I can't find it anywhere. I think it was the one where Chelsea and Ethan ended up winning the mixed tag titles. Whatever show that was. I don't know the name of it. But, yeah, there was people asking about that. I just couldn't flip and find it anywhere. The last AAA PLE they had live and replayed English with Corey Graves' commentary, said Joseph. Where are they streaming it in Swahili, said Ryan O'Rob. That's a great question, but that is such... I'm so pleased people are asking the questions that we're all thinking. Where is it being streamed in Swahili? Jersey's Finest said AAA has got some real talent and the wrestling is great. They've got some good selling, good fluidity, great spots. I am excited for tonight, said Jersey's Finest. Well, that's good. Loving the positivity. I'm here for that. It's Saturday night. We want to make sure we're watching something fun. So I'm definitely here for a bit of positivity. Let's have a look, shall we? I said I'd leave it a few minutes. We'll see if anything has popped in. Oh, yes. Lots has come in. Love this. Okay. So, Say No to Technology says Gobbledygooker is going to be coming back. I mean, you can't rule it out, to be honest. You absolutely cannot rule it out. Let me put down... Sadly, that might not make my Survivor Series predictions. I'm not sure that I share in your belief that the Gobbledygooker is going to be returning this year. But, well, I mean, he did. Do you remember when we had the 24/7 belt? He did actually return then, and he was a 24/7 champion. So, Never say never. Angelo said Jey Uso turns heel. Oh, okay. Jey Uso turns heel. That is from Angelo. Angelo, I've written it down. Miss Clown said, I predict they're all going to wear candy necklaces. Okay, that would be fun. That would be a great way of having unity for a team, wouldn't it? Them all wearing like... And I don't remember them being necklaces, but I do remember the bracelets. I don't remember the necklaces, though. But you did get ones that were bracelets. And to be honest, I remember them being really frustrating because you had to sort of gnaw away at them like a little chipmunk to get them off the string. And it was just too much work, to be honest. Give me a bag where they're all in there and I can just eat them. I don't need to be doing that level of work. You know, gnawing away to try and get it off a bit of string. I mean, was it fun to walk around wearing your sweets? Of course it was, yeah? Was it fun to walk around pretending you was a 70-year-old lady? Yeah? Going, hello, Mr. Jenkins. See you at church on Sunday. Hope the kids are well. Yeah? Whilst you're walking around with a little... Of course it was. We all did that. Yeah? We all did that. But equally, it's a lot of work, isn't it? To like have to gnaw away to get the candy off the flipping band. So, I don't know. If I was in that team, I think I'd be very frustrated. I'd be like, why didn't you just get me a bag of sweets instead? Tony said, Dominik Mysterio AAA. That's facts. Wrestling fans said, what happens during the matches, like turns, interferences, returns? Yes, those are the kind of predictions I'm looking for. Daniel said, will Randy turn on Cody? Well, he's not on the show, is he? So he would have to come down. He would have to be like, he'd have to return on the show, get in the War Games cage, go after Cody. I don't know that I see that. That seems like a lot of stuff to do, isn't it? Like for someone to get involved in a War Games match that's not part of the match, get into the cage, and then end up going after Cody. I think it's probably something I think they'd delay that. Plus, I still don't really feel like we're done with the Cody-Drew feuds. So I don't know that Drew come down. I don't know. I'm not envisaging it. Hello Ross said, I think both heel teams will win the advantage. I think AJ Lee will be the final entrant for the face team. Do you know, I'm going to write that down because I do agree with that. I think AJ Lee is a big star. I think that she is also dealing with a little bit of injury stuff. You know, we know that she has suffered with injury. Doesn't make sense to send her into such a brutal match early. Certainly doesn't make any sense her starting this thing. I think you'd want her to be getting in as late as possible. And even then not have her do too many crazy things. So, yeah, I do agree with that. Sean said, I'm predicting that Tatum is going to join Bayley and Lyra as a dysfunctional attraction. Oh. So you're thinking that there could be a call-up very soon. I think well, it's funny you should say that because I did hear that they are now trying to find a way of calling people up, but also allowing them to finish their NXT stories. Because there's definitely an NXT story for Lyra right now, and that's Izzy Dame. Izzy Dame is obviously in need of a receipt after what she did to Tatum. So it feels like that is what Tatum's going to focus on. But it's not impossible that they also call her up. She can finish off her story with Izzy Dame, and also, you know, they can get going on the main roster. But I think this Izzy Dame story might be a bit too big to try and tell whilst also doing new stuff on the main roster. I suppose she could go and get Lyra Bayley as help. And, you know, they could come down. But Izzy is on her own, female-wise. There's not really a need to get Lyra and Bayley. I don't think they can do much against Nico Vance. So, don't know. Might have to wait a little bit longer for that one. Kyle said, who will get the pinfall for victory? That's a good one that is to be predicted. Have we got any thoughts? Chris said, who's going to stand tall to close the show? L.I. Baker said, I think that Charlotte walks out. So we think that Charlotte walks out. Charlotte walks out. Charlotte walks out. I wonder where that would leave us if that happens. I wonder where that would leave us, because if she does, I mean, I'm sure Alexa would forgive it, but I don't know. I mean, obviously that would put that friendship in jeopardy. I don't know. Do I see that happening? I don't think I do. Just because I'm trying to think what the way forward would be with that. So she freaks out with Rhea, walks away, Alexa gets angry, then we've got to deal with Alexa feeling disappointed. There probably is a way forward with it, but I don't know. I'm not sure that I quite see it. Feathers said, one of the male face team could join the Vision, maybe Jay Uso. Yeah, that's the second Jay potentially turns comment that we've had. Harry said, Charlotte won't cooperate with Rhea. Jason said, Logan Paul has a high-flying spot off the cage and botches it. Oh, Jason, you think he's going to botch it? I do think that's going to be a spot jumping off. I'm not sure that I predicted a botch, though. That could be... I'm going to write that down just in case he does. But if he botches it, then you called it. Logan Paul, high flying botch. High flying botch. That is from Jason Retro Wrestle. Right, Louise said, I think Charlotte will turn on Rhea and will help Asuka's team. Oh, so we've got Charlotte walks out, but we've now got Charlotte turns. Okay, that's different. That's different. Louise, thank you. Alex Bliss Gamer said, after the women's War Games match, we will see the Wyatt 6 logo flash on screen, leading to Alexa doing a blanked out step. Oh, that's a good one, Alex Bliss Gamer. Alexa reacts to Wyatt 6 logo. There is a lot of people waiting for Alexa to kind of join that group. It's got to be next year. I mean, we've done pretty much all of 2025, and we did not move her into that group. So it's kind of crazy, isn't it? I think we all thought when she was going to come back that she would go pretty much straight into the group. I think it might. I can't remember if it was. Who it was that said that she might not go straight in. They might tease it for a little bit first. But basically, yeah, I mean, we've pretty much gone the year, haven't we? So could we get a little something at Survivor Series that happens that just shows that that bond, that connection is really strong, and that basically this is what we're going to give you in 2026? Do you know, wouldn't it be fun, actually? Wouldn't it be fun if at Survivor Series there was always a moment, just a moment, that kind of told you this is what we're going to do in 2026? It's like an Easter egg. So like last year, I think a lot of people thought when Roman held that bar and stopped CM Punk from leaving that shark cage, I think a lot of people thought that was a bit of a, oh, are we going to get that in 2026, Roman against CM Punk? Because Roman just held on to that shotgun and he was like, nah, you're not going yet. I'm going first. And he stopped CM Punk from leaving that cage. So I remember a lot of people being like, oh, that's going to have repercussions. You know, they're not on the same page. We're heading towards them going against each other next year. What if this time it was Alexa just showing that, there's something else going on? She's been quite normal, actually, Alexa. She's been just really friendly with Charlotte. It's only when she's about to hit Sister Abigail that she has a bit of a look when she's about to do the Sister Abigail spot. But other than that, she's pretty normal, isn't she? So maybe Alex Bliss Gamer's right there. Maybe there's just a little moment that just goes, oh yeah, just so you know, next year we're really digging into this. And actually, if Survivor Series got that reputation for being a show that did that, what a fun thing that would be. Everyone would be like, okay, there's always an Easter egg. What is it this year? And everyone would be looking out for it. And that'd be really good. They should do that. WWE, if you watch him, I think that's a good idea. But Alex Bliss Gamer, but to take it and do something each year. Masked Mima said Charlotte causes Rhea to get eliminated. Charlotte causes Rhea. Okay. Charlotte causes Rhea to get eliminated. There's a lot around Charlotte, isn't there? So we've got Charlotte causes Alexa to get eliminated. Charlotte turns. Charlotte walks away. So it does feel like they've set the table for Charlotte to do something. So something's happening with Charlotte. We just don't know what. Jason Retro Wrestle said Braun will give Lesnar a death stare. That could plant a seed for a clash later. Heyman will see it. Oh, I love that one. Now that's a good one. Braun gives Lesnar a dirty look. Planting a seed for future feud. I'm even going to put Heyman sees, because that's really interesting. Jason, I think that's your second entry. You're being very greedy. But I do like that. That's very high quality. Very high quality, that is, but very high quality. Yeah, that could be fun. That's one of those moments, isn't it, where it happens and then you're like, oh my God. That would be a bit like when Brock and Gunther did it at the Rumble, you know? And everyone was like, oh my God, that's going to be amazing. This is what we want. Or do you remember when Keith Lee came down at the Rumble? And as he was coming down, he was like, big boy, big boy. That's what he said to Heyman when Keith Lee was coming down. It was this big boy that's coming down to the ring. So Keith Lee was making his way down. And so we had that little moment, which was cool. And we also had a moment which was, God, I haven't thought about Keith Lee in so long. Is he even still wrestling, Keith Lee? What does Keith Lee do these days? It says he is signed to AEW. So he's still signed to AEW. In January 2024, he underwent double surgeries and has been on hiatus ever since. Dude, he's not been seen since January 2024. What the flip? What the flip? Hasn't been seen since January 2024. It's crazy, mate. Crazy. Well, he had a pretty fun moment with Brock Lesnar. Steve said someone on the babyface team is going to get taken out. Randy Orton is going to show up to help. After the Cody and Drew feud ends, we build to Cody Randy for Mania. Well, I would like Cody Randy at Mania. Randy coming in at Survivor Series. I don't know. I think it's the cage aspect that just makes me think he's going to be kept out. And there's already so many people involved. If he comes down, he'd have to come down and like attack Cody, really. if he comes down and helps Cody and has another look at the belt. I can't remember. God, we've been looking at this belt flipping so many times. He's going to, do you know what's going to happen? He's going to come down to the ring. He's going to have another look at the belt. Another one. In fact, what he's going to do, he's going to come down to the ring. He's going to say to Cody, can I just wear it? Can I just for a second? Cody's like, I'm a bit busy right now. He's like, yeah, sorry. But whilst you're doing this, Matt, can I just pop it on? Just want to see what this, because I haven't had this new version. I just want to see what this one looks like. I think I've got a really nice shirt that would go with it. I mean, he's already been looking at it. He might as well try it on. Angelo says AJ Lee is going to carry the Babyface War Games team. Roman will carry the Babyface Men's War Games team. For the heel team, Becky Lynch will carry the women, and Bron Breakker will carry it for the men. When you say carry it, what does that mean? Does that mean win it? Win the match? Are we talking about who's going to get the pin here, or what do we mean, Angelo? Steve said Joe Hendry is going to make an appearance. He's going to help John Cena with Judgment Day, and that'll be his official debut on the main roster. Oh, that's big. He is on main roster money. I'm gonna put that down. He is on main roster money. Joe Hendry helps Cena with Judgment Day. Will Judgment Day get involved though? Because they don't really care for Dom. Will they get involved? Dom's been having to do a lot of stuff on his own. What if it's not Judgment Day? What if it's El Grande? That might make more sense. That might make a little more sense because Judgment Day just don't seem to give a flip about Dirty Dom. But Grande Americano does. They seem to be like best buds. Interesting. I've got it written down. Will they bring back the Elimination Chamber match for Survivor Series? Well, there is one. It's next week on SmackDown. So it's not at Survivor Series. It's next week on SmackDown. But there is an elimination match coming up this or next weekend. Todd said LA Knight is peeved that he's not part of it. He could come out and join the Vision. Oh, do we see that? LA Knight coming down, joining. I mean, it would actually be really great if that happened, because I do think he would be a good addition to that group, because I feel like Braun and Bronson are both quite, well, they're meant to be quite big, right? They're meant to be like, you know, either big or big, right? I don't feel like LA Knight is that. He brings something a little different to the group. Frustrated that he's constantly hitting a glass ceiling. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to write that down. LA Knight helps the Vision. I tell you, the only barrier I've got with it is it's another outsider coming into a cage, and it's a bit like the Randy situation. But I do think the difference here is we've got a group that is in need of another member. And I don't think Logan has officially joined the Vision. I think he's only helping for Survivor Series. So LA Knight coming down and getting involved, that's kind of interesting. I hear what is being said. Dean said, I would love to see Father Christmas wrestling in a ring. We all would, Dean. We all would. TJF said it's Jimmy Uso that turns heel and joins the Vision. Okay. Jimmy Uso joins the Vision. Okay, this is... Now we're cooking. Now we are cooking. This is thought-provoking, isn't it? Like, using this to get a new member for the Vision, a proper new member. That would say to me that the heels are going to win. And to be honest, I think the heels need to win. My prediction would be that the heels win. I don't think the babyface team need it. Got a lot of star power, but, we're trying to really build up the vision. So a betrayal being in there makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Say No to Technology said Roman Reigns is the new Father Ted reboot. Oh, we do need a new Father Ted reboot. What a show. Trey Gaming said Austin Theory. Okay. This is good. Because Theory was meant to be in the Survivor Series match. Austin Theory helps Braun and Bronson win. Okay, Trey, well done. Austin Theory joins the Vision. Now that's interesting because he was meant to be in the match, wasn't he? He was rumored to be joining the Vision, so he's not in the match now. So they might not have abandoned the idea of him being in the Vision. They might have just abandoned how they went about doing it. Because if he was going to join the Vision, they would have had to have done it before Survivor Series, unless he was going to be like this mystery partner, right? So they've seemingly abandoned all that because of Seth's very real injury. And so now we're in a situation where what do you do with him? Well, I mean, he could still be joining the Vision. And it could be that he is going to be a bit of a shock. Masked person jumps from under the ring or something. Yeah. Someone joining the Vision to help the Vision team win. I can go with that. Josh, shout out to you. Steve said Brie Bella could show up and help Nikki beat Stephanie and the idea. Oh, Steve, that's good. Brie helps Nikki win. Oh, no. The IWC meltdown again. Oh, no. I hope not. They've already been through enough. Apparently, they melted down earlier. Oh, Jesus Christ. Steve, I can only pray and hope that you are wrong. And that does not happen for the sake of our beloved IWC. Good. Very good. Harry said, I think that Roman walks out because of family issues with the Usos. Or we get to know who attacked Jacob, so they cost the faces the match. The Jacob story... The Jacob story, I think, is probably on hold until Jacob comes back because we just have not been talking about it. A lot of people have even got in touch with me to go, what are we doing with this? And I think that we're probably waiting for Jacob to come back, and then Jacob will probably say, I know who attacked me. And then we go from there. I don't know that we pick up a Jacob story at Survivor Series with Jacob not being around. So probably one more for when he returns. Defcon said, would AAA figures sell? Could they do one per case like Cassius Ohno figure? I don't think they would sell. I mean, they might do something in Mexico, and you would certainly shift some Mr. Iguana figures. But really, let's be honest, it's only collectors. And a tiny, tiny percentage of America. Like, they might do something in California. I think there's a bit of a fan base for AAA there. But, no. I mean, these shows are just not shown frequently enough. We don't get the talent onto WWE TV enough outside of Mr. Iguana. I just, no. I mean, is anyone going to buy a La Hiedra figure, a Flammer figure, a Faby Apache figure, Psycho Circus? Do you know what's really funny? I had a book for B&M, right? And it's B&M. How do I describe what B&M is? It's like it's a shop, and it's got loads of stuff in there. And it prides itself on being really affordable. It's not like Dollar Tree, because there's lots of stuff in there that's not just $1 or £1. But it's quite affordable. They do food, they do electronics, they do toys. I can't think of a store really in America that's kind of that I'm aware of. I suppose I can't think of a store. I can't think of anything to compare it to. But you could do your food shop there. It's not massive. I mean, it's an okay size, but it's not like a big grocery store or anything. They've just got like tin stuff, you know, bit of milk in a fridge, whatever. You'd be able to get like the essentials and, you know, a few other bits and bobs. But they do like dog food and pet stuff, toys. They do figures, stuff like that. Well, we had their magazine come through, right? And I was flicking through it. And I saw the toy section, and the figures that they had in this book were mental. They were advertising elite figures. We sell elite figures. Come and get your elite figures. They had one picture, and it was a picture of Lindsay Dorado from Lucha House Party, like Series 73 or something. It was mental. I was like, of all the figures that you could use. In fact, I'm going to get the book. I want to show you how mental this is. This is flipping mental. I'm going to show you. I'm tripping over a cable. Mental. Absolutely flipping mental. I need to find the page. This is the Christmas gift guides for B&M, right? And loads of like kid stuff that's in here. And look, this is what they've got to promote. WWE Elite figures. A Lindsay Dorado figure, right? Elite Series 70. This is... We're up to like Elite Series 120 or something now, right? This is so old. It's not even this packaging anymore, right? And it's in the Christmas gift guide for this year. Lindsay Dorado. They could have had Cody Rhodes. They could have had Roman Reigns. They could have had so much stuff. But they don't know, obviously, right? Because they're just a shop that sells so much different stuff. You know, they've just got so many bits in here. I mean, it's just, you can kind of see the kind of shop that it is, right? It's just got loads of anything, electrical bits and all that kind of stuff. So they don't know. They're having to deal with so many different products. So they haven't got a clue that Lindsay Dorado is not really with WWE. I mean, he is. We see him in Evolve. He pops up in Evolve. He's like a trainer and whatever. But that should be Roman Reigns. That should be The Rock. That should be Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes. Instead, it's flipping Lindsay Dorado. And you know what? There is a few more figures in here for WWE. Mate, this is mental. Look at this. They've got a Cody figure, right? So there's this little section as well. They've got a Cody figure, but it's the weird Cody figure where he's holding the old belt from the 70s. Like that's not Cody holding the WWE Championship as it is right now. That's Cody holding the old weird 1970s one. It's like a weird figure of Cody in a suit. And they just don't know what they're doing, do they? It's got flipping Wendy Chu on. Wendy Chu. There is more Evolve talent in this gift guide than I'm stunned. I'm stunned at the figure choice that they've gone with. So, all right, they've gone with Cody Rhodes, but it's a weird figure. They've gone with John Cena, that's fine. But Wendy Chu. LA Knight's okay and the ring's okay. But weird Cody figure, Wendy Chu figure, and a Lindsay Dorado figure. Reminder, this is the 2025 Christmas gift guide. Because you know all them kids out there are desperate for a Lindsay Dorado figure. You know all those kids out there are like, Mom, get me a Cody figure. But can you get me the one where he's wearing a suit and he's holding a belt from the 1970s? I don't want one of those new ones. I don't want the new belt. I want the 1970s belt. I was looking at this. I was like, this is insane. This is your gift guide. And you haven't thought to put flipping Roman Reigns or Rhea Ripley or... Insane. Some really interesting bits in here, though. Lots of, like, alcohol bits and chocolatey bits. And Lots of home furnishings. I don't really know what shop you guys have got that's like similar to this in America or Canada. But I do enjoy looking at like the Christmas gift guide stuff. But sadly, only a little bit of wrestling stuff in there. I was sat there. I was like, I can't believe it, man. Mental of all the figures to go for. Anyway, that's by the by. Dean said, how about Howdy shows up on the big screen and tells her to do something? Might be a bit too much, that one. Because I don't think we're bringing Alexa into the Wyatt Six at the moment. Doesn't really feels like she's doing stuff with Charlotte and stuff like that. So I don't think we're going to be getting Howdy. God, it's just hard to see anything on that level, isn't it? I mean, the Wyatt Six have been so poorly booked. That's kind of like, I'll believe it when I see it. A graphic like flashing up. Or even if it's not a graphic, but just, maybe Charlotte angers Alexa and Alexa's kind of like, Charlotte, get back here. Like, how can you do this to me? And then maybe her facial expression changes. And like all of a sudden, like, because she's getting angry, she kind of slips into it. I could see something subtle. But I don't know that I see like Howdy popping up on screen and all that. Benny said, I think there'll be a high spot like always, but it'll be Lesnar doing it. He's going to do his shooting star press. He's going to redeem himself from 22 years ago. It's going to be long-term storytelling. Yes. Now's the time. We need to bring Kurt back as well. He's got to be in the ring. God, it's going to be so emotional. Kurt Angle's going to be lying there in the middle of the ring after being dealt with by the Vision. And then Lesnar's going to go up and he's going to hit that shooting star. Sean said, how about if Kyrie costs Asuka the pin to push further, push her face turn? Kyrie costs Asuka the pin to push her face turn. Kyrie costs Asuka the pin. I'm just trying to visualize how that would happen. I'll jot it down. Kyrie costs Asuka the pin. Sure. Okay. Take 1990 said, Team Mommy is going to win due to Alexa and Charlotte losing the tag team titles. Team Mommy wins due to Alexa and Charlotte losing the tag team titles. Team Cody loses by Drew pinning Cody. That leads to... Okay. Not sure about the first bit, but Drew pins Cody and gains a rematch. I hear that. Aki said Braun accidentally spears Brock and Brock unleashes on the Vision. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that we're going to get a face turn from Brock. Don't know. What with all the legal stuff that's kind of going on. I think him being a heel hides the real heat that Brock has got at the moment. So don't know that I don't know that they're going to shift that. I could see something being teased because you don't have to follow up on it. But I don't know that I see a turn. Predicting Jay Gunther for the Saturday night's main event final. Gunther wins. Jay costs Gunther the loss at... Oh, Gunther won't be at Survivor Series. Cena wins for the final serve. Well, that's Saturday night's main event, isn't it? Sarthak said, do you think there are any chances The Rock returns to a major storyline before Mania? I think there's a chance. I think it's a chance. I don't think that it is guaranteed. I think there is a chance of it. Steve said, to clarify, I think someone on the babyface team is taken out ahead of the match. Randy might end up joining the babyface team. Perhaps he ends up costing Drew, with Drew beating Cody in the end. Well, I've got your Drew Cody situation. And the last one, because I want to jump back to the live chat. Daniel said, Liv returns and helps Dom win the IC title back. That's great. Liv returns and helps Dom win IC title. Boom. Love it. Love it. Saber said, what time does this start? We are just over an hour away from the start of... lovely. Well, we got plenty of thoughts and predictions out of that. And that was great. I mean, that's really given us some food for thoughts. Who's going to join the Vision? Who's going to betray who? Who's going to leave as IC champ? Who's going to win out of... We only had one comment on the Nikki-Stephanie situation. To be honest, I was thinking Stephanie is just going to retain. But, yeah, imagine the meltdown if Nikki does end up getting the victory there. Because of Brie Bella. That's an interesting thought. I am going at this in the wrong way, says William. Where can we watch this? Said Bengals. It's on YouTube. It has not started, so you don't missed anything. But it's going to be starting in just over an hour, and we've kind of already run down the card. But it seems like there's a few people jumping in now that maybe weren't around just. But this is the card tonight, and it looks pretty interesting. Lots of WWE talent around. So Ethan Page and Chelsea Green taking on Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. So that's the World Mixed Tag Team Championships. Brilliant belts. I mean, honestly, these belts, they need to go all around WWE. I mean, imagine Bianca and Montez going after these titles. And you know what's really fun as well is because AAA is in Mexico, this world aspect, like it works, like it fits. We are defending these tag titles in America, in Mexico. We can absolutely do it when we go to, say, Europe, do the tour in January, when we go to Saudi Arabia. Like, you know, I mean, these belts are being kind of defended globally. So, yeah, I like these belts. I would very much like to see them just constantly going around like WWE, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, TNA, AAA. There's so many teams. So many teams. Seth and Becky. You know, you could do BFAB and Angelo Dawkins. You could do Zelina Vega, Aleister Black. So many teams. Like, there is so many teams, so many couples within WWE as well that I think there's just so much potential for these titles. So I know people moan about all the belts and all these different belts. I personally would lose a set of tag titles. So I would not have Raw tag titles and SmackDown tag titles. Just do World tag titles, Women's World tag titles, and World Mixed tag titles. So 3 sets of tag titles, women, men, mixed. Beautiful. Lovely. And then have those just go all around. That would be really fun. Really, really fun. And that way your tag division is not just on Raw. Your tag division is all the teams in all of the brands. All of the different teams. And if you've got a team that's really gaining a bit of, you know, traction, go to that brand and defend the belts against them. I think that's really... So I'm really into these. So Ethan and Chelsea against Lola, Mr. Iguana. Dominik Mysterio, Dirty Dom. He's going to be teaming up with El Grande Americano. They're going to be taking on Dragon Lee and Vikingo. So that's going to be such a fun match. Natalya in a women's tag match should be okay. I haven't really got high expectations, but it's always nice to see her. Axiom against Javon against Octagon Jr. Triple threat match. Should be really good. Yeah, I mean, that is just gonna... It's got banger written on it. And then just a couple of, like, AAA matches here, where we've got La Parka, Del Mal, Psycho Circus, with Dave the Clown. So it should be a fun show. I don't know how long the show's going to go for. I'm thinking like 2.5 hours, something along those lines. You know, there's not loads of matches, is there? There's only 6 matches. So I'm thinking about 2.5 hours, maybe knocking on the door to 3. Don't know. I ain't got nothing else to do. We've already done Unseen. We managed to get that recorded and out. I was going to do it last night, but once again, I found myself really struggling for news. There's just not much news. Like, there's bits, but there's not, like, any kind of big story at the moment. Really, the big story seems to be Survivor Series next weekend. We've got the team sorted, and we're just locked in, and we're heading to that. Little bit on the ratings, little bit on the fact we're doing a lot of tape shows at the moment. Obviously, SmackDown taped last night, so spoilers are out for next week. But there's other tape shows coming up in December because of Christmas. So, you know, it's just bits like that, really. There's not like any major kind of, you know, earth-shattering news that's done the rounds. So we just gathered together all the bits and we managed to get that video done before this stream. So there is an Unseen that's up and out if you've not seen it. And it's lovely. It's lovely to have that done. Yeah. My folders are empty as of now, which is lovely. It's nice to be on top of things. Maddie, hello. He is not for Survivor Series, but I think we might do a story sooner or later. Kyrie will get tired of being bossed around by Asuka, and she might betray her and somehow get back with EO, says Maddie. Yeah, I mean, it feels like they dropped that story momentarily. It feels like they put because they're the tag champs now, aren't they? So it feels like we sort of abandoned. Remember, she was like slapping her backstage and everything. Feels like we've just gone, let's put the belts on them and give them a run. And then I think, you know, something will happen where maybe Kyrie costs Asuka and Asuka loses. She's upset. They've lost the belts. We go back to, you know, the arguing. But you're right. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if WrestleMania was Asuka, Kyrie, EO in a triple threat. I mean, that would be really fun. Or maybe it's just Asuka against Kyrie. But, I don't know, Asuka, Kyrie, EO with all that history between them in a triple threat. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. Chelsea is the greatest US champion ever, said Jersey's finest, and the best women's champion in WWE right now. Ross Fosh said, what time does AAA start? I believe it's just an hour. I mean, it's not far away. If you go to WWE, if you go over to WWE, then they should have the show in their live section. Yes. So there's 700. Oh my God, that's actually disappointing. There are more people just waiting. There's more people just waiting for the AAA show to start than is joining us here right now. That does not make me feel brilliant about myself. But, you know, in all fairness, though, they do have 111 million subscribers on Do you know WWE have uploaded 89,000 videos? That is amazing, isn't it? 89,000 videos. WWE on YouTube, 111 million subscribers, 89,000 videos. So, yes, we are exactly an hour away. And we will go over to AAA live from Mexico City. Wrestlelandy said, do we think Matt Cardona will be back again? He did well in his match. He and Chelsea could do something together. Do you know, I don't know where we are with Matt Cardona. I think Matt Cardona is someone that has a very interesting ability to rub people up the wrong way. And I think that he's very outspoken. I don't think he is shy or reserved in any way. I think that, you know, I think he could quite easily put a few people's noses out of place. I don't know that he is diplomatic in any way. I think he just says it like it is. And, you know, a lot of people respect that, but I think it could also ruffle feathers as well. And I think that, you know, WWE parted ways with him. He's gone to the indie circuit and done well and created a fan base, but WWE, I don't know. They've got a decision to make, haven't they? Like, do we bring him back and, you know, can we capitalize on, you know, the momentum that he's built? It's interesting because Cody went to New Japan and started AEW and obviously, like, had quite a big profile. Matt has just sort of stayed on the indies. And so, I don't know, perhaps if he was to go to another big promotion like AEW, like New Japan, and, you know, really make a name for himself there, perhaps then WWE would be a bit more inclined to bring him in. I mean, it's just hard, isn't it? Because indies, not many people go to those shows. I mean, obviously there's some bigger shows than others, you know, but I mean, if you see like Beyond Wrestling and all these kind of things, I mean, there's like a couple of hundred people there. We're not dealing with like massive numbers. It's great that you can go on that circuit and make a living for yourself. But I don't know, how much are you building your fan base? How much are WWE hearing the buzz about you? I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult. I think, like, I sort of feel like if you're going to leave WWE or you get fired by WWE, finding a gimmick and, you know, creating a buzz, working on the indies, all good stuff, right? Big thumbs up. But I think it really helps if you go to a major promotion like New Japan, like AEW, maybe even like TNA, right? That have got big established fan bases and are shown around the world and obviously, you know, get good views, certainly better than what indie shows do. And, you know, you really make and establish your name there. I mean, that to me takes you to another level. So I don't know. I don't know how WWE are feeling. The curveball, as you rightfully said, is Chelsea Green. I think without Chelsea Green, I don't see it. For the reasons I said, I think he's probably put a few noses out of joint. I think that being like, you know, king of the indies and having a bit of buzz on the indies is one thing, but I do think there's other levels you can then progress to, which he, for some reason, has not. I mean, it does make you wonder, why have AEW not picked him up? You know, they've obviously had an opportunity to take him. So why? And I think, didn't he leave WWE when Cody was in AEW? Why did Cody not help him out? I don't know what's gone on there. I don't know. I mean, like, maybe Cody wanted to, but Tony Khan didn't. I don't know. Did he just not fancy Japan? Did he not fancy, like, you know, did New Japan maybe not come in for? I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. Without Chelsea, I would say no. I don't think there's enough buzz. There's a bit of buzz online, but I don't know. Is there enough buzz? But I think with Chelsea, it becomes a bit more interesting, doesn't it? Because that's her husband, and he's a former WWE superstar. And he got a decent pop when he came back. So, yeah, there's maybe something you could do there. I just don't know that I'm convinced that Triple H rates him that highly, to be honest. But it might be because he openly stated he wanted to go to WWE. They built him up just to lose again, said Dr. Luchalala. Rhino said, if that's the case, the whole WWE ID program is pointless window dressing. Well, no. Because he didn't come back and go to Evolve, did he? So WWE ID is establishing the indie talent that's out there that's got potential that you want to work with and develop. So you find that talent, sign them to an ID contract, and you use them in Evolve. And in fact, your comment has just backed up my point, which is WWE go to the indies, so they've got talent for Evolve. So if Matt Cardona is, you know, king of the indies, what level does that pitch him at? It pitches him at the Evolve NXT level, doesn't it? It's not a level that I think is big enough or creates enough buzz for you to, you know, like be trouble in the main roster. So I think that this is, again, backs up my point why you would want to go to AEW, where we have seen people go from AEW straight to the main roster, because AEW obviously is the second biggest promotion in the world. They have got a large following of their own. The Indies, though, I mean, tell me who's come out of the Indies and gone straight to the main roster. I mean, if you're in the Indies, you're performing in front of a few hundred people. I'm not saying that you're irrelevant. WWE is still massively interested in that talent, but they bring them in for Evolve. They bring them into the very lowest rung of the ladder and, then take them from there, work with them and get them to NXT. So I think if he could find his way into AEW, if he could find his way into New Japan, then, he'd be in a better position. Let's put it that way, right? I'm not much of a Cardona fan, said Tabasco Boshi, but Dolph's return was the one that hit me. I'm so frustrated that they never viewed him as the guy. He's got everything. Yeah, I do agree. I think that when he was in that Survivor Series match, and he was the last survivor, and it was all on him, I mean, that is one of my favorite moments. Genuinely one of my favorite WWE moments is that moment where Sting comes in. I mean, if you've never watched it, Survivor Series 2014, we speak about it a lot because it is one of my favorite moments. And I just think the way they went about it, the way they built up the storytelling, the way that it was full of drama and all this stuff, I thought it was so well done, so well executed that, it really was fantastic. And for him to kind of come through that, pick up the victory, it just felt like there was real momentum there. Crowd were really with him. Really, really with him. And I mean, he's a former world champion as well. It's not like he's someone that we just could never quite get to that level. Like, he's a former world champion. He had one of my favorite cash-ins as well. I always found him to be fun. His matches were solid, sometimes even better than that, actually. Promos, fine. I do feel like there was always some missing to kind of have him as a top star. And I don't think we could ever quite work out what it was. I think that he maybe faced a lot of criticism for being a Shawn Michaels ripoff. And a lot of people just said he was like, a poor man Shawn Michaels. And that seemed to be a bit of a dark cloud that kind of hung over him. I don't know maybe if there was something in that. I don't know if that was maybe a barrier. I don't know if that was maybe something that really did get in the way. But I always liked Dolph. I always liked Dolph. And it was such a shame during, just before the pandemic. Well, actually, a good few years before the pandemic. Seeing kind of what he had slipped to. I mean, I got to be honest, his team with Robert Roode, I mean, it just really felt like it was, what should we do with him? We just shove him with different partners and give him it's very much like Natalya. Like how Natalya gets shoved with different people because we just don't know what else to do with her. I mean, Dolph reached that point where we were just putting him with different tag partners, and I always think that's a really bad sign. I mean, that's the kind of thing we were doing with Shayna Baszler. That's the kind of thing that we were doing with Matt Cardona. I mean, we put him with Kurt Hawkins. We put him with Mojo Rawley. It's just like you put them in these teams because we just ain't got anything else for you. We certainly don't have anything in the singles division. So, he kind of fell into that trap, and that was it. The writing was on the wall. And because he'd been around for a while, I would imagine he was probably on a pretty good wage. I'd imagine he was earning pretty good money. So, as a result, this is the Braun Strowman problem as well, where you kind of look at someone that you don't really have any big plans for, and you look at the fact they're earning 1 point something, 2 point something million a year, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I could call up 4 NXT talents for that, or whatever it might be, and have them on the roster and for the sake of that money, and all of a sudden the wage becomes a problem. If you don't get yourself absolutely indispensable, like I would say Becky Lynch is, like Rhea Ripley is. I mean, WWE are never going to want to part ways with them, because if they go to somewhere like AEW, then, do you know what I mean? Like, that's going to be a real boost to AEW. So they're never going to want to do that. So that means that they, are fine. They're sitting pretty. But if you're someone like Dolph, and there's not much buzz around you, and you've not kind of fallen out of favor, there's no creative, or Braun, and you're like, well, if they go to AEW, I don't think they're going to move the needle. I don't think they're going to do anything. And they're getting paid that much money. That's where, you start to see some of these more shocking cuts, like a Shayna Baszler being let go, who'd been around for quite a while, when she got let go, a Braun Strowman. Bray Wyatt was different. I really believe Bray Wyatt just upset Vince. I really think that Vince is a control freak. And actually, Heyman even joked about Vince being a control freak on the recent Stephanie podcast. And I think that Bray had a very good idea as to how he wanted his characters to be booked. And as a result, they butted heads. And as a result of that, I think, Vince was like, I don't need to put up with this. And I could save quite a bit of money off your wage. So thanks, but no thanks. So they ended up parting ways. And then, of course, for all of Triple H's faults, he did bring Bray back. And we did get that little bit of a run from Extreme Rules to the Pitch Black match, which might not be mind-blowing, might not be what people, fondly remember the most. But it did give us White Rabbit, which, as a result, did give us Nightbirds, did introduce us to Uncle Howdy, did kind of push the narrative along. And, one day it would be nice to find out what some of those plans were going to be. We found out a few, obviously, a few kind of things to do with Carrion. Don't know if we would have got them, but apparently it was spoken about. Maybe working with Carrion, maybe creating a group to, cause chaos on the other brand. If Bray was on SmackDown, then let's create a group to cause chaos on Raw. We kind of heard about some of these ideas that were being had. Where they were in the process of actually coming to fruition, I'm not sure. But, for all of Triple H's faults, we did get Bray returning. Aseem said, do we think AEW has killed the indies? I think before you had all this exciting talent that you could sign to NXT, and now they're in AEW, and they're under contract, and it's hard to get them. I don't think they've killed the indies. I think the indies is a system of different promotions that is obviously showcasing the best wrestlers that are out there, right? So it should be pretty much never-ending supply of wrestlers, because there's always people going to wrestling school, and actually a lot of promotions have their own wrestling school. And so if AEW picks up 30 wrestlers, then okay, you're going to take a short-term hit because your top end has just been removed and they've gone to AEW. But, that now just gives more breathing room for that next layer to kind of come through, right? I mean, it should just be that there is always wrestlers around. We shouldn't really ever struggle for wrestlers. I mean, there's so many people that want to be professional wrestlers. So many kids that go to these training schools that, the training schools are like, we think you're ready for a match now. We're going to put you on the card if you want. And, they kind of get onto the card that way. That I think that, you've just got all this kind of talent that's kind of coming through at different points. So, you can kind of scoop. And, I mean, if AEW was to take 30 names when it first started in 2019, I would say, yeah, maybe 2020, maybe 2021 would be, a bit of a rough ride as the indies see, that next wave having to try and find its feet and have to try and build its characters and establish itself. But it will do. I mean, it will do that. And, it will be a case that next level then comes through. So when it first started, maybe, and then from there, it's just picking up the odd person, isn't it? it's not taking like 30 odd people every year, whatever. It's bringing in the odd person, having a look at people, calling people back. I think, no, I don't blame AEW. I mean, back in the day, you know, you had WCW around. You had TNA around. I don't think you can really blame big promotions for ruining indies. I think indies struggled because of the pandemic. I think that obviously meant they had to shut down, where they couldn't sell tickets. Some of them were still doing shows online, but without audiences. So, you know, ticket sales are, and it's not only ticket sales, is it? Think about wrestlers trying to sell merch and, you know, the problem of actually getting the products to the customers. I mean, there's, you know, a lot of promotions that sell their own merch as well, like Progress shirts and whatever. So if you don't have people coming to your shows, you're not getting ticket money. You're also then not getting merch sales. Obviously, the venues are suffering. And so for me, you've got AEW starting and taking some of that indie talent at the end of 2019. And then 2020, you've got the pandemic. So I think there was a perfect storm of things that kind of hurt indies. But I think indies would have survived had it have not been for the pandemic. I think the pandemic was the final nail in the coffin. As a result of everything that's kind of happened with the pandemic and everything, it's meant that, you know, the governments have had to spend a lot of money with lockdowns and furloughs and paying people their wages to, you know, make sure people can survive even though they're not working. And, you know, I think wasn't there like checks that America was getting as well in the post for some months, where you just had a lovely check come through the post, which was meant to kind of, you know, stimulate the economy and all this kind of stuff. Well, all of that has to get paid for. All of that, you know, there is no free money. So it's a case that, you know, taxes go up, food bills go up, and all this kind of stuff. Cost of living hits hard. Inflation goes through the roof. And so, you know, without all going into boring economics, you know, the world has now had to pay for what it spent during lockdowns and pandemics. And so not only has indie wrestling had to, in America, just survive AEW starting and some of their top talent going, which I would say has a, you know, an impact, but I don't think a massive one. I think much bigger is the pandemic. And I think much bigger is the after effects of the pandemic, which is where people are now feeling it in their wallets. And you've got a cost of living crisis. And you've got people struggling to pay their bills. And you've got all of this happening because of the war in Ukraine, which is affecting energy prices and what's gone on with all of that. The fact that we've also had to now pay back for all that PPE and for lockdowns and for furloughs and for, you know, all this kind of stuff. Like, all of a sudden, like, indie wrestling has just been battered for like 3-4 years. And, you know, maybe now we can start to kind of come out of that. You know, we're putting a bit of distance between now and the pandemic, and a bit of distance between when AEW started. Obviously, WWE are having a little look now, though, at the indies. And so that means that another kind of drain of the indies might be coming. But again, that's always happened. You know, Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins and Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens, like, they all came from indies when they joined WWE. And so, you know, the indies are kind of set up for that, to be honest. The indies they're like those lower league teams in football that train footballers up and get them in their team, knowing that they're going to go on to other things. It's like how Birmingham City brought through Jude Bellingham, knowing that he was going to leave them. And he went off to Borussia Dortmund and he's now at Real Madrid. Like, the indies kind of know this is the situation. They develop the talent, use the talent, create a buzz, and then the big guys come in, take them away, and you repeat that process all over again. So, no, I certainly don't blame AEW. I do think it probably had an impact. I'm sure there'd be people saying that there was an impact, but I think there was some other big things that came along just after that I think really did kind of decimate the indie scene somewhat, and a lot of indie promotions closed down during that kind of time period. The thing with like wrestling, it's hard to make money. It's hard. I mean, I don't know the numbers, but I know that there's a lot of promotions that struggle, that aren't necessarily thriving. Pro wrestling is quite niche form of entertainment. Obviously, not everyone's into it, and you kind of need a bit of star power to get people to, come to your show. If you're going to get some of those names that have been on TV, you're going to spend money to do that. It's going to eat into the money that you're making from the gate. And, it's hard. It's just hard to make money. It's one of, there's that old saying, isn't there, where if you want to have $10 million in wrestling or from wrestling, you're going to have to start with 100 million. You're not going to have like 1 million and turn it into 10. It's more likely you're going to have started with 100, and then before you know it, then you've got 10. It's not a business where you see like lots of money being made. So that's the old kind of joke about the wrestling industry. So right, where are we? We got about half an hour or so. Justin said, "What a pleasant surprise! I wasn't expecting a show and a stream tonight. Wasn't expecting to do one, to be honest, bud. We, the other day, I was sat here and I was like, damn, I don't know. There's UFC and there's boxing. I hadn't really had too many people asking about either. So it's not like, oh my God, yes, we have to do this. Both had interesting fights. Both definitely, I was into. I'd have happily done either. But as soon as this AAA show was announced and set up, and I knew it was going to be available to watch on the YouTube channel, WWE YouTube channel, I was like, yeah, no brainer. We're definitely doing that. That is definitely one that we're going to want to watch. So, looking forward to it. As we said, starts in about half an hour. We've already broken the show down a couple of times. We've already been live for a couple of hours, to be honest. After AEW signed the Rizzler, WWE might pull a desperate move, and they might have him face Cena. Hashtag the door is open, says Trashcan. Joseph said AEW is an ECW. TBS TNT is supposed to be PG-rated audience. Streaming is getting to be the way to go. Tony Khan has no clue, said Joseph. Wyatt Six are definitely showing up, says Joseph. Taker 1990 said, Days, to clarify my statement about Team Mommy, since Alexa and Charlotte lost the tag team titles, it doesn't make sense to have them lose again, even though they are in a 5-person team. Okay, but Benny says, you're right that it won't be a problem if the show is in Spanish because you are bilingual. What can't you do? It's the question everyone's asking, to be honest. William said, I hate adverts that are clickbait. Like, look at my boobs. I click, I look, and boom, bunch of dongs and sideways vaginas with everything oozing and gashed. Just gross close-ups. Like, damn it, says William. Thank you. That I feel like that's what the stream needed. James said, Days, I bet you didn't know Bellingham's from Starbridge. Is he? Dude, no way. No flipping way. Yeah, do you know, I've still not been back home to look at the mural thing that we've got of him on the side of our very, very small shopping centre. It's a shopping centre that's got about, 20 shops in it. They've got a picture that someone's done, a mural there's done of Bellingham. I really want to go back actually and get a picture took by that. I'd like to go back to Starbridge. It's been a good few years now since I went home. So that's definitely on my to-do list next year. I might need to do an update to my Starbridge toy hunt video. God only knows what we would find though, because there's no toy shops in Starbridge. Starbridge has just got like a B&M, I think. I think it's got like a Home Bargains B&M type store. you know, a couple of those shops that might have something. But there's no Smiths or, I mean, there was never a Toys R Us. But, yeah, I don't know. I need to go back home. I keep saying it, though. Well, genuinely, one of my favorite videos on the channel is the Stourbridge toy hunt that I did. So you can find me going back home. You can see the places that I used to go to when I was young. You can see where I used to buy my figures from. I actually go into the shop that I remember going into when I'd be like 5, 6, 7, when I was getting Hasbro figures. And I actually go into that shop. It's changed a little bit now, and I don't think they had any wrestling stuff when I went in. But this was like 5 years, 6 years ago now, maybe even longer actually. Yeah, I need to do an update on that. Interesting that someone is at the AAA show and Natty is wearing her tag match, is wrestling her tag match now. Oh, is it on a slight delay, is it? Ugh. Oh, I don't love that. Because that means all the spoilers are going to get out there. Oh, I don't love that. Mr. Unfamiliar said, CM Punk said in a recent interview that you used to make more money if you was in the main event. But now that everyone is on salary, it takes away ambition from wrestlers to try and get to the main event. I do agree. I would imagine the ambition is still there. To be honest, I think it's a double-edged sword. Because I think if you're a wrestler and you see people losing their jobs, right, the one thing you want to do is not lose your job. So you've got to figure out, and this is where it's the politics side of things, you've got to figure out how much are you going to push? How much are you going to actually go to Triple H with ideas, with, like, you know, things that you want to do, or, you know, things that you're not, you know, you don't want to be moaning and complaining. You don't want that reputation of like, oh my God, I've got to speak to that person again, you know? You want to keep it positive, yeah? You want to be a good, you know, person to have around. So you can't just go in and go, what the hell's this, and moan and complain. But equally, if you feel like you're not getting enough TV time, or the stuff they've got for you is just not very good, you know, you're going to want to get that addressed, aren't you? You know, what can I do? How can I improve? What do you need? Tell me what you need and I can be it. Like, kind of a thing, you know? I will go away and I will become it. Like, if you need me to get jacked, just tell me. You know, if you need someone quick and speedy, just tell, like, what do you need? Like, how can I best fit into this roster? I am a blank canvas, yeah? I want to be here and I want to work for you. Like, what do I need to do? Do you need me to go away and come up with like 50 new ideas for a gimmick? Do you need me to be in a tag team? Do you need me to, I could go away and just study tag team wrestling and, you know, grab my partner and we can work through it. Like, what do you need? And I think it's hard, isn't it? Because there are probably people, everyone wants to be like that champ. Everyone wants to be the guy. So I'm sure there is still that ambition, but equally it's like, how much do you push? I mean, if you're not getting those opportunities, back in the day, I'm sure there was knocks on the door because money was involved. Do you know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, it's not just about ambition, it's about money as well. Because if you was the champ, you got paid more. If you was in the main event, you got paid more. If you was on the PLE, you got paid more. I would imagine Vince had a lot of conversations with a lot of guys on a very regular basis. But now everyone's on a salary and it doesn't work that way. I can understand there not being as big of a queue because I think there is a part of like, I'm just going to keep myself to myself. I'm not going to rock the boat. Do you know what I mean? He's a busy guy. He doesn't need to hear from me. I'm quite happy with what I've got. So I do wonder, I mean, I do think that there is truth to it, that, you know, you don't have people knocking on the door, desperately trying to climb that ladder, desperately trying to see what do you need from me. Because I bet there is a lot of people that are just like, I'm happy with what I've got right now. But is that ambition or is that fear of rocking the boat and leaving the company, you know, finding that you're on a blacklist, finding that Triple H doesn't appreciate you knocking on the door every other week, asking about different things. I mean, you can kind of, you know, it's easy to obviously think about yourself, but if you think about what Triple H has got to sort, I mean, there is so much stuff that he is thinking about. I mean, he's thinking about Raw, he's thinking about SmackDown, he's thinking about NXT call-ups, he's thinking about forthcoming PLEs, he's thinking about different meetings that he's got coming up. He's thinking about just getting through this show. If you've got some random wrestler coming over and happy about some just completely irrelevant storyline, I mean, Triple H is just going to want that person to go away, really. I know that's not professional, but that is the real world, isn't it? I mean, you've only got so many hours in a day. You don't want to sit down and talk for ages about some girl that finds herself in a tag team that she doesn't care about. I mean, you can give her a bit of time, but I mean, if she's going to come back every week, I mean, she's going to at some point start doing your head in. And I don't know, how much is it to do with ambition? How much is it to do with not wanting to rock the boat? It's very interesting. That whole politics side of it is very, very interesting. It's a side of wrestling we don't massively talk about too much because obviously we don't see it. So we can't really give any examples of stuff because, I mean, this stuff goes on all the time, but we just don't see it. Another reason why I was excited for WWE Unreal, because that's the kind of thing that I thought Unreal might just give us a glimpse of. Of course, WWE aren't going to want to show you anything they don't want you to see. It's always going to be approved by them. So, you know, they're never going to want to show you anything too bad. But, you know, I was still excited. We got a taste of some of that stuff in Unreal. It was what WWE wanted you to see, though, to be honest. And, yeah, they're working on the new season of that, aren't they? I'm looking forward to that. Dean said, what main events would you like to see come back in WWE? What PLE events? To be honest, there wasn't really many shows, was there, that had their own identity. I mean, if you think about a lot of the shows, they were just names for B shows. I mean, the one that everyone always seems to say is like a Taboo Tuesday type thing. That's the one that a lot of people tend to go with because that had an identity. And I think it would work very, very well in this day and age. I don't know why they don't bring it back. I've said before, I am aware of what the issue is. The issue, from what I've heard, is that it was a real poll because they didn't want people calling in to, you know, being charged and then for it to turn out it was all just fake and it was already been determined. So my understanding is it was a real poll. The problem with that, though, is that when you announce the results, like, there's no time to really work on the match. There's no time to, like, really put something together. My understanding is that if it was going to go that way, they had a plan. If it was going to go that way, they had a plan. And if it was going to go that way, they had a plan. But all the plans were a bit undercooked. And the end result is that the show itself, even though it's exciting that the audience chose who would be someone's partner, what the match stipulation would be, blah, 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 the event itself always was considered a bit undercooked because they couldn't really prep for it. I mean, I've got the solution for that, which I think is really easy, and that is that you do polls on the shows as you head to the event, and you announce it on the same show as well. So, you know, you kind of do a poll and you say next week we're going to announce the result of it. And so the fans get to choose exactly the same, but it gets announced the next week on Raw, still a good few weeks away from the actual show. So the fans have voted, all above boards. We've got the result. It's been announced. It's going to be interesting to tune into Raw to find out what's won. And then, you know, we announce, okay, this is what you lot have decided. You want this to be the stipulation. And you're still a couple of weeks out. And so that means that the people involved can start properly planning for what the match is going to look like, which should hopefully mean that the show is not undercooked. And so it should hopefully mean that the show delivers better than I think the general consensus was. Sometimes it worked fine, sometimes it didn't. But my understanding is that was always the barrier with it. That was always the problem with the concepts and the reason as to why we haven't gone back to it. So I think you can fix that. It might be a change that not everyone would be on board with, but if that was the problem, that is a solution, and the people still get to vote. So a Cyber Sunday, a Taboo Tuesday, in this day and age with social media, it just makes so much sense, doesn't it? Just makes so much sense to do a show based on what you want. You know, Cody Rhodes has got to defend his belt. Who against? You choose. Here's a list of names. Here's a list of names of 5 people, right? It's not about who's number one contender. It's about who do the fans want, and you get to choose. And I'm totally down for that. Totally down. And again, if they've got a bit of time to actually work on the match in advance of the show, then it should result in us getting the show that we would be hoping for as well, quality-wise. So that's always the top one. For me, I do love In Your House. I do love that kind of new generation retro feel. I do like it. Like, they did that old Survivor Series graphic with the old Survivor Series logo. I do like those little nods to the past. We don't do it very often. I mean, this is the company that gave us Bruno Sammartino, that had the Ultimate Warrior, that had Macho Man Randy Savage, that had, Lex Luger and the Lex Express, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Yokozuna. And you might occasionally get a name reference or something like that. But I don't know. I mean, it's always kind of blown my mind that we've never showcased moments from WWE history. I think there are, and actually this is where a lot of YouTubers have benefited, because there's a lot of WWE moments that are kind of lost to the history of time, right? A lot of matches that happened on Raw or SmackDown that were bangers. We watch bangers on a regular basis on Raw and SmackDown, but as time goes by, they get lost to the histories, right? History books. And so, it's always surprising to me that WWE doesn't do a regular section where they show just a clip of something that happened in the past that fans would be in, and not the obvious stuff. I'm not interested in, something from WrestleMania. We all know about that. But some of those more hidden moments, like, hey, did you know this happened? And there's loads of YouTube channels that do those kinds of videos. But, over the years, WWE could have tapped into that. Did you know Bruno Sammartino wrestled Macho Man Randy Savage? I mean, it seems like they're from 2 completely different eras, but they did compete against each other in one of Bruno's final kind of matches when he returned in the mid-80s. And so they did actually do that. And, things along those lines. Did you know that Hogan, Ric Flair did actually wrestle in a WWE ring? It might not have happened at WrestleMania, but they did actually do it on live events. And, here is some footage of that, or whatever it might be. So many different things that you can go back and just show a minute of footage of. I don't think WWE are very good at kind of presenting and showcasing their rich history of all the different stuff that has kind of gone down over the years. And we're just very focused on the here and now and just constantly moving forwards. So a retro show, a show that can really, and I suppose you could say that's what Saturday Night's Main Event has kind of been doing. That's got the old theme and everything. But I mean, that only came back because USA Network wanted a show on a Saturday as like a bonus. I mean, that wasn't something WWE wanted to do. It was only because it was negotiated by, and they decided Saturday Night's Main Event, and they brought back Jesse the Body Ventura, and you get legends in the crowd. And I've so enjoyed those. I do wish the shows were maybe a bit better. I mean, some of the matches are a bit, but I don't know, maybe a PLE that's got that sort of in your house new generation, but maybe a PLE that's a PLE we've never seen before. Maybe something that can dig into history of WWE, have legends on it, and not just be Saturday night's main event, which is 80s, or In Your House, which is mid-90s. You know, like it's a retro show that doesn't really have a connection to a specific time period. It just covers the history of WWE. That could be really interesting. And maybe for that night, we change all the belts over to like some of the old belt designs, which could be really fun. And obviously, you have lots of legends in the crowd as well. You could probably go to the warehouse to get some old things around. You know, maybe you'd have the SmackDown fist above the entranceway, which I know was for SmackDown, but, you know, maybe you could change the decorations for the entranceway and just, you know, have bits from the history of WWE. Something that digs into WWE's rich history, which goes back over like 70-odd years, 60, 70 years. I feel like there's definitely something to that. So I'd love a show, PLE, that was kind of based on something there with retro graphics and all that sort of stuff. I think Cyber Sunday, Taboo Tuesday would be interesting as well. Both of those, I think, would be good additions to the lineup. There's a lot of shows that are just shows with a different name, aren't they? Like Backlash. Who gives a flip? Backlash is just a show, and it's just got the Backlash name. WrestlePalooza is just a show, and it's got the WrestlePalooza name. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean anything. It's just a show. There's a lot of those kinds of shows, but yeah, maybe a couple there that I would kind of have a look at. And, you know, we're always screaming for something new. I keep saying there needs to be a new match type. You know, it's been a long time since we came up with something new on the main roster. So I'm down for losing Elimination Chamber. I'm down for, you know, switching up Survivor Series, get rid of War Games, bring something new in. I don't know what it looks like. I'm sure there's lots of ideas people could come up with. But, you know, it's not like the Royal Rumble is the only great match idea. You know what I mean? There are other match ideas we can do. It's just we don't really ever look into it or dig into it or think about it. But there are definitely other match ideas that we could do and have some fun with. Dean said, fair enough. What was your favourite match between Macho Man Ricky Steamboat or Bret Hart British Bulldog? What was my favourite? Well, my favourite was the SummerSlam one. I mean, Macho Man Ricky Steamboat was an amazing match, but I think that Bret and Bulldog, because of it being in Wembley and all of that, means so much more to me. Macho Man and Steamboat, I mean, it's aged really well. I mean, we've actually watched it on this channel a couple of times, and people always enjoy it. It's hard, though, isn't it? Because you're watching a match that's like 40-odd years ago. I mean, what was WrestleMania 388? 1988? Yeah. Is that right? 85, 86. No, it was 87. 87. 1987, WrestleMania 3. So, you know, you're going back to an event that's nearly 40 years ago. I mean, think of all the innovation in wrestling. I mean, you can go back to watch that match now and appreciate the fact that it's a good match, an enjoyable match. I don't think it's going to hit you the same way that it did back then. I mean, back then, this was thrilling. And it had so much stuff in there that you didn't normally see from a WWE. Lots of pinfall attempts. Lots and lots of, like, near falls at a breakneck speed. And loads of reversals. And just the pacing of the match and the structure of the match was so different to kind of what you would normally see from a WWE match that it was, I mean, innovative. And, you know, it kind of pushed things forward in WWE. And I think it inspired a lot of people. So, but now you could look at it and it just looks fine, you know, because obviously 40 years later, a lot of the in-ring is, you know, trying to be a lot better. Back then, people didn't really care about what the match quality was like. It wasn't really about that. It was about who's going to win. We score all matches, don't we? After every match. Right, 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Dave said, do we think AAA is going to get a TV deal in the US? I don't, they're not looking, are they? I haven't heard anything about AAA trying to get a TV deal in the US and WWE trying to sort that or anything. I don't recall hearing anything. So at the moment, I'm gonna say no. I think that is the next logical step for them to try and get regular TV exposure. I don't know why they don't use the YouTube channel more for outside of Mexico. It kind of feels like WWE should be showcasing AAA on a regular basis. Maybe part of it is that they're just not quite happy with where it is at the moment. You know, I don't know. I don't know what their long-term ambitions are. The one thing I can say about AAA is apparently they did consider calling it NXT Mexico because that is how it is viewed internally. It's viewed as NXT Mexico. But I think they've decided to not go with that name. They want to keep the prestige, the heritage of AAA. So they decided to not go with that as the name, which I think is the right call. I think to get rid of the AAA name would be a big mistake. So I'm not sure as to what they're, actually going to do with it in that regard. But it'd be good if they could find a way of getting it consistently on. I don't want to get into another big conversation because we've only got 15 minutes. But I really do like the idea of a lot of belts traveling around to these different places. I love the fact that mixed tag championship is in Mexico and can be defended in Florida on NXT and then can go to wherever Raw is and wherever SmackDown is. It could go to Survivor Series. I think that, that's something that's worth looking at for WWE, giving your champions more freedom rather than them just being tied to a brand. I think if you're a champion, then, freedom. The only ones that I think maybe don't need to move are maybe mid-card champs. If you're a US champ or an Intercontinental champ, maybe you are just the champ of Raw and the champ of SmackDown. But like world champions, I wouldn't have a problem with Cody Rhodes popping up in a AAA. If there was someone in AAA, like let's say Javon Evans was in AAA and he was killing it and everyone was really hyped about him, really excited. And then like we tune in tonight and Cody Rhodes shows up, gets in the ring. Like I love that freedom. I love the ability for us to be and have that flexibility. I actually don't want like, oh no, it's a draft. If you're a SmackDown superstar, you got to stay on SmackDown. Like, blimey now. Like, that's your home base, right? I understand that if I tune into SmackDown, that's where I should see these people. But having certainly your champions, giving them a freedom to also go to AAA or go to NXT and go to wherever. I mean, they're meant to be world champions that are meant to basically be the best in the world. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me, the women's championship, tag championships, you are the women's world champions. So to me, you should have you shouldn't just be tied to a brand, which actually the women's ones aren't, right? But I would do the same with the men's. I would have just one set and I'd give them freedom. I'd do the same with the mixed tag, which we've kind of got, but we might have to rebrand to WWE. I mean, at the moment, it's AAA Mixed Tag Championships. I think WWE should have that. Tricky, that, isn't it? Because we're kind of taking their thing and rebranding it, and I could understand people not liking it. But I do like the freedom. I think there's so many opportunities for those titles. And it's just a bit weird them being AAA branded forever. So I might retire those belts and bring in WWE versions. And there'll be a bit of crying about it at first, and that's okay. I understand. But, men's tag, women's tag, mixed tag, and, have some freedom with some of the other champs to go around. And, I like all that. So I think that if we could get a TV deal and get regular TV for AAA, that'd obviously be a massive positive. But I haven't heard anything on it, honestly. We can't even get the specials to be shown on TV on a regular basis. So there's clearly a lot of work that needs to be done there. AAA is a Mexican TV show. It's in Spanish here if you want to watch, says William. James said changing the name to NXT Mexico from AAA would have been a slap in the face for the company's history and culture. I agree. That's why I'm kind of tiptoeing with the whole, we should maybe change the AAA mixed tag to WWE mixed tag. But yeah, no, I agree. It would be a slap in the face, and I'm glad they chose to not do that. Right, there's over 4,000 people watching. This is, do you know, it's amazing, actually, how popular these shows tend to be. Like, people really do care about these shows. It's why, like, I wasn't worried about doing it, because, you know, I really thought, like, yeah, there's always, like, an audience for these shows. I'm really grateful for everyone that's kind of joined us. And has shown up and is, you know, chose to spend their evening with us. But yeah, it's stunning actually how popular these things are. I mean, like nearly 5,000 people waiting for this show to start in like 10 minutes. And, you know, once it started, you'll get loads more people jumping in, of course. And some of these AAA shows have done big numbers on WWE's social. And this has had very little promotion. I mean, if you ask the average fan who's even competing, they'd probably say Dominik at a guess. But, yeah, it's not had loads of promotion. It's had quite a bit over the past few days as they've tried to push it. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Should just be fun Saturday night. Right, what do we have here? So, Taylor. So, who sent this over? It was Michael. Michael, shout out to you. So this looks to be the stage for tonight. Taylor Pitts is there. So Taylor Pitts there. This is what the arena, we're in Mexico for this. This is what the walkway looks like. There's the ring. This is how big the arena is going to be tonight. So what's this? This little child went viral. The child that went viral that met Dominik. He's there. All right. The little Dirty Dom kids. The little Dirty Dom cosplayer is in attendance. So there we go. It's crazy, actually, how popular El Grande is, isn't it, as well, in AAA? That's also crazy. How long we got? 5 minutes. I don't think Natalya's match will be broadcast on YouTube based on WWE's tweet for the cards. Yeah, they didn't include her, actually. Maybe she has done a dark match. So perhaps, I don't even know how long this show's going to go for, honestly. I'm very much in the dark on this. So, yes, we'll have to just wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. I don't know if this is going to be like 2 hours, 3 hours. We're just gonna hang. We're just gonna hang. And we're just gonna have a bit of fun with it. We know that we're going to be seeing Chelsea and Ethan and Javon and Axiom and Dirty Dom and El Grande and plenty to be looking forward to tonight. Right. AAA is televised in Mexico. Grande Kaiser has brought that character up 1,000 levels, said Fish. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? How it has really. I wonder what Chad Gable thinks about all of that. It does seem to have gone up levels since Ludwig took over. I think the fact Ludwig is quite tall helps because it gives him a bit more of a presence. I think the fact that he speaks Spanish is a massive help as well. That means that he can sing the songs and really interact with the fans. I don't think Chad could do that. So, you know, these are things that definitely have been beneficial for Ludwig. So, yes, I think there is some serious advantages to Ludwig being in that position. It does look like they've only got the Spanish commentators table, but we'll have to wait and see. Well, it could be. It could just be that we're going to deal with the Spanish commentary. Not a problem if so. That's fine. We can find a way through. Okay, 3 minutes. 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes, and we will be underway. Who is your favorite AAA wrestler? Is it Vikingo? I love Psycho Clown, said James. I think mine is Vikingo, to be honest, buds. I obviously got to see him quite a bit in AEW, so he was already on my radar. I don't feel like I've kind of really got to know them, the others, enough yet with the few times that I've watched AAA. I mean, to be honest, I've not watched AAA that many times. They've not really shown too many different shows. So for me at the moment, Vikingo still. But I'm always looking to certainly have my attention grabbed by some other talent. So I'll keep an eye out for Psycho Clown tonight. He's the one with the tongue, isn't he? Is he the one that's got the mask and then he rips it off and then he's got like flesh underneath? Because that is cool. That is really cool. I do like that a lot, actually. But yeah, you know, they're pretty fun. They're pretty fun. There's always a good buzz from you guys when it comes to these shows and what people thought about them once they've concluded. One of the things I love about wrestling is you don't need to understand the same language to know what is going on. Oh yeah, Maddie, no, that makes total sense. Wrestling is its own language. Yes. I'd say it helps, of course, to understand stories, understand kind of the narrative going in if you can understand the language. I think it's definitely beneficial to be able to, but you don't have to. You know, that it's not a barrier for me tonight. If the commentary is going to all be in Spanish, then, yeah, as you say, you know, you should be able to work out who the faces are, who the heels are, and kind of be able to work out what's going on. So, no, I totally understand. It's a good point. Okay, here we go. We're about to get underway. The live is about to start. That's what it says. Okay, let's have a look and see where we are. There we go. Boom, let's turn it up. We've got no sound or anything at the moment. We've just got a graphic. If you're wondering where you need to go, it's a Vic. There's 10,000 watching, says Choco. Stephanie says wrestling is her first language, says Douglas. Okay, we're still waiting at the moment. Still making us wait. Tribalist said you cut out momentarily. Oh. I don't have any drop frames or anything, so not sure as to why that would have happened. Shouldn't have happened. Yeah, don't know. Something to keep an eye on. Something keeping us on our toes. Still not starting. Still making us wait. It's buffering. What's buffering? I'm buffering. Try hitting refresh. I don't have any drop frames, kids. I am not aware of any issues. You're good, said Dotsluch Lala. It was only for like 20 odd seconds. Do you know, I don't have a single drop frame. I have no issues being reported my end. Oh, we got some sound now. That's good. Oh, here we go. I believe we've got Vikingo in the ring. Sound is this is a video package, isn't it? Yeah. So this is a video package, I think, showing us where we have been and how we are maybe getting to tonight's show. So this is El Grande and Vikingo, Dragon Lee and Dirty Dom. Mate, if this really is going to have, like, just English, just Spanish announcers, I could see a lot of people being really, like, fed up. and maybe wandering away. It doesn't bother me, but I could see it being a barrier for some people. I just had to restart. It was a bit choppy. Adam said it's still buffer him. Tony said, Adam, go out and try coming back in again. Yeah, I think it's a YouTube thing, but honestly, it's nothing that I have done. The audio on this is terrible. The audio on this seems quite quiet. I don't know if it's... there's no commentary or anything. Dragon Lee is amazing. I'm going to need some subtitles. This person said, I'm just going to pretend I know what they're saying. What they're saying? Don't know. Just going to pretend. I think this one just had to go at Tony Khan. I don't even have any commentary. Is it? Wyatt 6. Ah, there's Ethan. Pretty big cheer for Ethan Page then. Okay, Mr. Iguana being shown. Lola Vice being shown. Mr. Iguana is the AAA master. Yeah, so at the moment it's just a video package still at the moment. It's a really long flipping video package. Days, do we think that Dom could be the face for WWE? I've never seen a wrestler improve as much as him. Do I think he could be a face for WWE? Well, I think he's got a very bright future. I think that he is definitely someone that people are invested in, and that's kind of a big part of it, isn't it? To actually have the crowd like caring about you. And he's managed to make that connection. His in-ring is, you know, going to be ever improving. He's now starting to bring in some of those shenanigans, some of those things that made Eddie Guerrero so loved. I do think, though, that he needs some innovation as well at some point. Need to see some stuff that's going to be, you know, unique to him. There is Lola and Mr. Iguana. So I expect him to be a player. I don't think he'll be the face. But I expect him to be someone that's going to be in the mix. Ah, that was pretty good. Mr. Iguana was walking with Lola. Walked past the camera and then came back and went like this. Cheeky. There's Vikingo. So we haven't seen Dom yet. Dragon Lee, Vikingo. Booze for Vikingo. There is El Grande. He's always like this, isn't he, El Grande? There is Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom grabbing some popcorn. Here we go. El Grande getting some popcorn as well. And they're going inside. Okay, I don't know. Is this... Who's this? This is El Ojo. Look at that mask on that dude. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? It's that guy in the background. He looks like one of the Bucks. He looks like he's got the kind of sideburns that's like down here. He could be like one of the Young Bucks, Lost Brothers. Okay, I don't know who that guy is, but I'm looking forward to seeing him. Do you know, I do like this in the sense of it's got such a different feel. You kind of go into the arena and... I mean, yeah, it is all in Spanish, by the way. But you go into the arena and they love these as well, don't they? You know, the the people that kind of laid the foundation for AAA that are no longer with us. Those banners, I see them at every show I watch, and I think these ashes are at every show as well. Part of me thinks it's lovely, part of me thinks it's weird. We do it all the time. There's that woman that I just absolutely could not place her age. I think she strikes me as the kind of woman that's probably in her 70s and has had so much work done. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. So there we are with the ashes of these two fine people. Is she a robot? She's an android. Yes. She is Lucha Bot. That's what she is. She looks lovely for however old she is. Here's Laredo Kids. I know Laredo Kids. I think he was someone else, wasn't he, that was in AEW. Here's Laredo Kids. And do you know what? There's not enough belts that have green straps. That looks like it's got a green strap to me. I'm not sure. Is that their Cruiserweight Championship? What is he their champion of? Laredo Kid making his way down to the ring then. Let's see if I can just find a list of their champs. Yeah. AAA World Cruiserweight Champion. He's had that belt since December 2024. He defeated Matt Riddle. So, does that mean Matt Riddle was the former champ? Must have been. Must have been. So, he's jumped onto commentary. There's quite a few people at this, isn't there? See a couple of Dirty Dom shirts in the crowds. Ethan Page eats corn the long way. Sign, and there we go. There is the Cruiserweight Championship on a green strap. His mask reminds me of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, says Tony. I can see that. That's the dragon, isn't it, out of How to Train Your Dragon? I can see that. That's a good observation. So, getting ready for our first match. Don't know the match. Fraxium! Oh, it's Axiom, isn't it? I was like, they're not on this show. But Axiom is on this show. Here he is! Axiom! Oh, mate, we're opening with a banger. Axiom versus Javon versus a shape. Is that how you spell it? I just spelled Octagon. Octagon. I don't know why it's all in lowercase. No idea. Here's Axiom. Mate, I thought Fraxium were coming out then because it said Fraxium. This boy is bouncy. Let's go, the young OG. Guys, it's got an A in the middle. Who knew? Who knew? Here's Javon. Yes. Yep. Oh, mate, look, he's over in the fans. Going over the other sides. Tell you what, there's a lovely lady there. Little short skirt on. Yeah, noticing. Yeah. Javon sitting on the railing. Crowd going crazy for the young OG. Matthew said future star. Let's go. Javon getting in the ring. It's just a ball of energy, isn't it? So much excitement. Have you seen the turnbuckle pads? Green, white, red. Same as the ring ropes. Mexico. Javon getting his entrance, and now here comes Octagon Jr. Biggest reaction has been for Javon. Here's Octagon Jr. Okay, not a bad reaction for him either, to be honest. Octagon, 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 Octagon. So crazy, isn't it? Just going to a completely different culture. If ever I watch anything from Mexico, it's always got British commentary. I mean, it's just a slice of Mexico. We're going somewhere completely different. I tell you, it's got great energy, man. I love the ring announcer. Oh my God. Their ring announcer is so much better than the one we've got on SmackDown. It says Eliminatoria. So does that mean it's an elimination match? Triple threat. Mate, it's going to bang. This is going to bang. Javon with a big smile on his face, looking out at the crowd. Look at him, man. He's loving the energy. Javon like this. Yeah. Okay, he went for a boot, but Octagon moved out the way. Octagon on the middle rope, flips over. Nice. Super kicks coming in there by Axiom and Javon. Octagon is already going out the ring, and so that's going to leave Axiom and Javon. Javon flips over, lands on his feet, working on the arm there of Axiom. Octagon comes back in, drop kick there by Axiom. Octagon goes down, Axiom over. Javon back up on his feet. Octagon just can't get into this match at the moment. The two WWE stars just keep murking him. Look at the adverts as well on the screen in the background. So whilst this match is going on, we've got like commercials playing on the screen. Axiom going for the cover there of Javon. Roll up there. I don't know where the ref was. What the hell has the ref got on his head? Have we got... I think we've got ref cam on the ref's head. The ref's got something on his head. And the ref's also got sponsor on his shirt. We don't need that coming in. I'm surprised TKO haven't brought that in already. To be honest, I would sponsor a ref. I don't know how much it would cost to sponsor a ref. But could you imagine a Wrestling Days logo on the referee? Yeah, why not? Let's go. Let's go. I mean, not that I could afford it, but... bang, over goes Javon. Against the ropes goes Axiom. Duck underneath, over, off the... Oh. Do you know, we could pay and just have William Hence's face on the referee. How about that? We'll have a whip round. And we'll just get them to put William Hence's face there. Or maybe Tony Khan's face. Could we have a whip around and get Tony Khan's face on one of the refs? Mate, this thing is non-stop. Axiom goes to the outside. Javon coming over. Big right hands. Octagon goes down. All I've seen Octagon do in this match is get hit and then collapse down outside the ring. Young OG takes his t-shirt off. And he goes... Young OG against the ropes. Octagon in the way. Springboards. Oh, look at that. Springboard head scissors, and he takes down the Young OG. Octagon against the ropes. Jumps over Javon. Gets him down. They're both rolling over. Javon goes out the ring. Weird little spot, that. Weird little spot. He's going off. Lovely kick coming in there by Octagon as Axiom goes down. Javon and Axiom on the outside. Octagon. He's going against the ropes. It goes over and spins to the outside. Seems a little bit slow to me, Octagon. A little bit laboured. It's not like he hit those rings with like much speed. Kind of went against the ropes and then just, I don't know. How old is he? Is he like been around a long time? Is that Junior doing a lot of heavy lifting? Octagon Junior. He's only 35. Oh, that felt like it was close to being a 3 count there. Yeah, just the way that he hit the ropes and kind of came off the ropes just felt a little bit slow. Certainly compared to the young OG. Shot coming in by Javon on Octagon. Shot coming into the midsection. Dave said, something feels a little off with this match. Well, Octagon feels a bit off to me. I think when it was Javon and Axiom, look, just even then when he ran to the ropes, it was like... sort of plodded our way over to them. It's not hitting anything with much speed. Perhaps he's injured. Perhaps he's old. Perhaps he's rubbish. I don't know. V-Chain is the sponsor of this one. Suplex by Axiom. Javon trying to get back up to his feet. Now Axiom with Javon. Javon against the ropes. Axiom goes back. Kip up. Oh, went for a clothesline. Oh, my God. Was that a half Nelson suplex? He had the arm around the one side and then suplex. I think it was like a half Nelson suplex. Springboard moonsault. Axiom takes down Javon. Takes down Octagon. And it's great to see Axiom has got a new mask on. It's a different attire to what he wore on SmackDown. He's perched. Crossbody. Down goes Javon. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Yeah. He had loads of time to kick out of that. Loads of time. Tell you what, lovely energy from the crowds. Lovely energy. There's like air horns and everything. You do feel like you're watching some significant, you know? They probably are like this all the time, even during their weekly shows. But you got like some air horns going off, some loud chants. Great energy. Every time the wrestlers are engaging the crowd, they fire up. Octagon in the middle. Duck underneath. Kick coming in there by Axiom. Javon goes down. Double knees by Octagon. Referee is in with his weird-looking headwear. They just showed someone in the crowd. There we go. Tres. Cinco. Yeah. I don't know what number that was. Cinco, I think it's 5, isn't it? We got up to Cinco, and we all know what's after Cinco. It's Batho, Showero, Toileto, Octagon. Bit of a botch. Bit of a botch. He catches Javon with his legs. Oh, mate, we botched. We botched. Referee is in. Look, he's in pain. He's in pain because I think Octagon thought Javon was going to roll out the way, but he didn't. So flipping cracked him with his knees. Show a replay of that, you cowards, because I want to see a replay of that, because that was a botch. Kicks coming in there by Axiom. Duck underneath, roll up by Javon. 2. I hope Javon's okay, said Corey. Right now, going for the cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Axiom. He's on his feet. Duck underneath there by Javon. Against the ropes. This boy is bouncy. Look at that. Off the ropes. Flips over. Cracks Axiom with his leg. Octagon is just not at the races, mate. Even the way he gets thrown out the ring, he like flops down to the outside. Look at Javon. Big air. Mate, Jesus Christ. Put all the belts on him. Put all the belts on him right now. Look at it. Look at it. He's like Batfink. Javon going up top. The young OG. He just cross-bodied Axiom's face. No, mate, that should have put him away. He just landed on his flipping face. His face. Jesus Christ. Javon Evans is the MVP of this match. Then it's Axiom, and then it's like Octagon bottom. But that hang time, said Suzanne. That was sick, wasn't it? Duran said, I think Javon is okay. Yeah, he seems to be doing okay. He's in the corner. He's tuning up the band. He's flipping tuning up the band. Javon Evans looking for sweet chin music. Charging in. No, got caught. Oh, that was kind of fun by Axiom. He was in the corner tuning up the band. There we go. Super kick connects. Javon. He's going to grab Octagon. He's got him in the middle. I don't know what we're going for here. Off that middle rope, looking for a backslide by Axiom. 1, 2. Javon gets out. Kick coming in there by Axiom. Over in the corner, Axiom gestures to the crowds. He's got Octagon, Javon in his sights. There's just a moment there where Javon was tuning up the band. Super kick there by Axiom. 1, 2. Javon makes the save. This match carrying on, continuing. It's had some really fun moments. It's had a few botches as well. But fun botches. The kind of botches that make you go, oh my God. Not the botches that make you go, what a clown. Javon going to the outsides. Does Mexico speak English or mostly Spanish? Mostly Spanish, isn't it? Kick coming in there. Top rope enziguri by Axiom. Javon goes to the outsides. Axiom is climbing up. Octagon has got up to his feet. Look, he's all kind of pumped. He delivers a top rope enziguri. Octagon going up. Hurricanrana. Spanish fly. We're doing one of them. Oh, no, he's picked him up. 4! 1, 2. Javon makes the save. So he had him in what looked to be a bit of a fall-away slam, but he flips over in like a Spanish fly, lands on Axiom. Javon makes the save. Shot coming in there by Javon. Shot coming back there by Octagon. These two exchanging blows back and forth. Another shot coming back. Javon goes over against the ropes, slumps against the ropes. Bit of a Superman punch there by Javon. Octagon goes down. Octagon going over against the ropes. Javon. Whoa! A destroyer! They said it's a Canadian destroyer. Perhaps it's only Mexican when Penta does it. Right now, we've got Axiom down. Octagon going over to the corner. He's going all the way up top. Top rope enziguri. They love that top rope enziguri, don't they? Spanish fly. Choke slam. What are we going for? Off the top. Spanish fly! Spanish fly. Axiom going over to the corner. Javon on the outsides. This feels like a goddamn Iron Man hour-long match, doesn't it? Oh, what a cutter. Big knee there by Javon. Javon, middle rope, going all the way up. This boy is bouncy! 1, 2, 3. Javon wins! Mates! Big finish! Look at the smile on his face. He was the MVP of this match. Look at that flipping camera on the head of the referee. Honestly, the referee's got a camera on his head. It's so flipping big. It's like those giant ones you see on the news. There's Laredo Kids. The AAA Cruiserweight Champion impressed with what he's seen. And it feels like this is now set up Javon against Laredo Kid for like a future show. As the champion gets in the ring. Handshake between these two. Respect. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He likes the look of that. He likes the look of that, does the young OG. He's having a little look at that green belt. The Shrek Championship, as I like to call it. And he's interested. The Kermit the Frog Championship. The Money Championship. So right now we've got Laredo Kid in the ring with that championship, waving it in the face of the young OG. And the championship. Yeah, what did you think of that match? Let's get the poll up, shall we? Oh, here we are backstage with Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom and El Grande. Is that Dom's attire? Is Dom going to be wearing stars and stripes tonight? Dom just showed some ring gear that was all stars and stripes. I think Dom was like, we're going to be a proper team tonight. I think Dom has got like some stars and stripes gear. Fish Nate said, I'm 100% entertained after that open. They are the new Gringos Locos. They are the best Mexican team translation. No one is dirtier than Dirty Dom, said Dr. Luchalala. Edward said the ref's wearing a GoPro camera. He's wearing a flipping studio camera. The size of the thing on his head. Do you know they do them in glasses now? Just these tiny little things. This dude's got like flipping, do you know what I mean? So big, I think there's a cameraman up there. It's like he's got a platform. Millennial said you need to know that Alianzas is their weekly show. They've just stacked this up to compete with AEW. It's stinky, said Millennial. I'm not bothered. Who cares? Deal with it, AEW. And if you don't like it, what you going to do about it? You'll do nothing. That's what you'll do. You'll do nothing. Love it. The gear is homage to Los Gringos Locos tag team that Eddie was in, said Dr. Luchalala. Very good. Is that what he's going to wear then, that gear? I want to see the next Triple Mania, says Harry. If Tony Khan doesn't care, then the fans shouldn't care, says Sean. Does Jake Paul have any chance against Anthony Joshua? Does he have a chance? He's got a chance. There's a puncher's chance, isn't there? I mean, if he can... I'm sure he's got the ability to land a big shot and, connect with something. I don't think that it's going to drop Anthony Joshua, but he's got the chance that he could connect with something. And if he does... I don't think Joshua goes down, but I don't know. What if Joshua's chin is completely shot and then that just opens the door? I mean, I don't see it happening. Is there a chance? Yeah, I mean, you got to say he's got a puncher's chance. The advertisement on the entrance screen during the match was somewhere else. It was a distraction, says Uncle Revel. Aki said, I was on a AAA stream on my main screen and I thought Daisy's chat started speaking Spanish. What does AEW have on tonight, says Duran. Don't know. I don't know. It's probably, I don't know, AEW Fish Tank, AEW Pizza Cutter, AEW Pointless Violence. I'm not sure which of their shows it is. AEW No One's Watching. I think it's that one, isn't it? Right, we're moving on. Let's go. Match number 2. Okay, here we go. Yeah, look at his mask and his mouth moves as well. I don't know who that is, but it's kind of cool how his the mouth of the mask moves. Okay, they're making their way down. Have they got any music? Well, they're not popular. I can tell you that. They're definitely not popular. I can't even remember what these are called. Yeah, look at that mask. That mask is sick. El Ojo. El Ojo. The manager looks lost. They all look lost. They all just came stumbling out. There was no showmanship in their entrance. There is now. They're in the ring, but they all just kind of came shuffling out and came down to the ring. And there's like a bit of music in the background, but... Okay. Well, this is going to be a challenge because I don't know these. To be honest, I don't know these. I know Psycho Circus, Pagano, Psycho Clown. One of them is Dave the Clown. This is just going to be chaos, isn't it? This is just going to be chaos, and it's going to be a flipping nightmare to get your head around. Is it only these two that are coming down? Where's all the rest of them? Their music isn't very circusy, is it? They've come down with some balloons. But like the music's not like shouldn't they come down with like fire breathers and bearded ladies and yeah, I've made this comment before. Pagano's music sounds like we're going to the beach. Dun, 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 dun. This doesn't scream circus either. Pagano coming down. Dun, dun, dun. Next up, this is going to be Psycho Clown. So it was one of them Dave the Clown. Here's Psycho Clown. Here's James's favourite. Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't know he did that. Oh, he's got WWE. He's got AAA logo on the one side, WWE logo on the other. There's great energy in this building, you know. Really great energy. Look at that, WWE on the side of his mask. Dave the Clown, Murder Clown, Pagano, Psycho Clown. They're getting in, but El Ojo get out. And Booze. I feel like you could do something with Psycho Circus in WWE. I mean, they're very striking with their look, aren't they? I mean, some of them have actually got, like, the kind of multicolored hair and all of that stuff. They've all got masks. Okay, over against the ropes, El Ojo getting up. If this is their weekly show, I'll tell you what struck me. Not very much backstage. We just briefly went back where we had Dominik talking to El Grande, but there's not really anything. There's no like GM or anything like that, or people chatting in corridors like we see in WWE. Perhaps this is a bit of a special. This isn't just like a normal show because of the fact that it's going up against AEW. Referee hasn't got a camera on his head this time. No, we don't trust this referee. We gave him a camera before and he broke it. And he is not to be trusted. This is Pagano, isn't it? Unload him at the moment. Bang! I don't know where the rest of them are. I think they're all on the outside. I'm guessing this is meant to be like a traditional tag match, but no one is on the edge of the ring. Where are they all? There's flipping loads of them. Where have they all gone? Guys, there's someone in the crowd that has got, I think, candy apples, toffee apples, something like that. He just had a tray on his head. And he was walking. You can see him in red at the back on the right. And he was walking, and it looked like it was all apples with a stick in. They're going to be like candy apples, toffee apples, something like that. I doubt they're just apples. Okay, we're getting some weapons from under the ring. A chair is coming in. And we've got some kendo sticks going in. Bacon trays. What has he got? Suicide dive. Yeah, can you see him in the background? They're on his heads. I want to know what they are. You could book them as Doink's evil cousin, said James. Right now, we got another chair coming in. We got, yeah. Oh, God, it's chaos. That manager still looks bored on the outside. Everyone's in the ring now, and everyone's got weapons. I tell you what, if I've got a bacon sheet, I feel like I've really missed out, to be honest. Because you know those things are really thin. I want a kendo stick. This thing is a mess, isn't it? It's a mess. Because they've all just got weapons. They've all just hit the other team. The other team just went down and got out the ring. And now we're just gesturing to the crowds. There's a lot of gesturing and not a lot of actual action at the moment. Okay, I think the Psycho Circus have got their shiz together and they're actually now standing on the edge of the ring. The other team, God only knows what's happening there. The other team have got a manager. The other team have got a manager and he doesn't appear to be doing anything. What the flip? He should be out there now going, guys, come in, come in. Right, get on the edge of the ring. Stop being down on here. Look, gonna need to get in, get up. Instead, he's on the edge of the ring, just sort of like... Oh, here we go. He's jumped up now. Okay, that's it. Good. Do some managing. He's trying to distract. He's trying to distract, and he does distract. One of our Ojo hits. He's a big boy, and is that Dave the Clown? Who the flip's this guy? Is this Murder Clown? He's got Urda written on his gear. He's got a hell of a look, isn't he? This Murder Clown one. Let's bring him in. I mean, I don't think he can do a great deal, but he's got a very good look. Kicks coming in there by El Ojo. They're working together. Murder Clown on it. Where've the others gone now? Blimey now. Do they all slip into some sort of black hole? The manager on the outside has got a chair. We got a lot of kendo sticks. Murder Clown is down. The manager went and grabbed a chair and then did absolutely nothing with it. He just popped it on the edge of the ring and then just applauded. So it's like, guys, if you do need a chair, it's right here if you need it. Murder Clown is being backed up into the corner. I do like his look. He's a big boy, actually. He's big, isn't he? He goes over to the corner. El Ojo are working together as a group. Why are they all in that corner and then the ref's over, the manager's over in the other corner? Big boot. Down he goes. Murder Clown goes down. We still haven't seen the other clowns. Right now, he's got two up on his shoulders. The big man. Boom. Look at that. A big Samoan drop. Planting both of those wrestlers down. I think we got Psycho Clown wanting to come in, but yeah, they're trying to get the hot tag. They're trying to build it up. Is he going to be able to make this tag? He's trying to get over. The hand is outstretched. He's not that far away. Jesus Christ, mate. You can make it. Oh, God. That was brutal. Kind of landed on top of that guy. That's a lot of weight to come crashing down on you. He's not even reaching out that far. Did you see there? Psycho Clown was like that against the ropes. Should be like this. Come on, mate. Give me the tag. Instead, he was like, oh, I'm not really bothered. Tag me in if you want. Psycho Clown, duck underneath. Against the ropes. Oh. Okay. Is that Pagano? I think that was Pagano. I think that's Dave the Clown, isn't it? That looks like one of the Power Rangers. Bang! Goes to the outside. Pagano goes to the outside. Murder Clown is on his feet. He's trying to applaud away. It is chaos. It is chaos. It is absolute madness. I like this Murder Clown one. He's got such a great look. People would love this guy. He's a bit Fiend-esque, with his mask. I mean, not with the big, colourful hair. maybe not that bit. Right now, we've got tables being set. Oh, my God. I think Dave the Clown just murdered Murder Clown. Dave the Clown is going to the outside. Dave the Clown doesn't look like a Power Ranger. He looks like he's part of a marching band. That's what he looks like. If you give him like a drum, that's what he looks like. It's been bugging me. I'm like, what does he look like? He looks like he's part of a marching band. Back elbow coming. He could be there with a trumpet. Some cymbals or a big drum. Going over to the corner. Here's Pagano. And he goes double knees. Lovely. Lovely. Psycho Circus are in control. Murder Clown is back up. Headbutt coming in, though. El Ojo trying to get back. Oh, my God. That was a hell of a spike DDT. Here's Murder Clown. Look at the big man. Look at the big man. Mates. Murder Clown picks him up. Plants him down. Sit down, powerbomb. Lovely, lovely. Murder Clown is... big kick coming in. Still on his feet. Wheelbarrow. Ooh, I don't even know what that was. I think it might have been some sort of back elbow. Here is the band leader. Dave the Clown. Gets back up to his feet, charges over, knee to the midsection. Dave the Clown in big trouble. Net breaker. He rolls out the ring. Here is Psycho Clown. Psycho Clown coming in against the ropes. Picked up, goes over. Lovely, lovely. Goes to the cover. 2. Save his mates. Kind of felt like that might have been the 3. Kind of felt like that might have been the 3. Let's have a look at the first match result, shall we? Wrestling with Andy said Miss Clowns should join. Miss Clown might be the secret leader. Miss Clown might be the higher power. Opening match you lot said was great. 74. The action of this one has really exploded as well. Bit of a slow start. We did like a bit of a weapon spot, but this thing has burst into life. Big spot in the corner. Powerbomb, superplex. Lots of people involved. Right now, we got a splash. Murder Clown, Jesus Christ. Off the top, Murder Clown. Murks 2 members of El Ojo. And I bet they were lying there thinking, oh no. Okay, now we've got the referee doing a bit of Lyra Valkyria. Woo! El Ojo on the outsides. Going over. Lots of... Oh, my God, the big man going up. The referee is helping him balance. Look at this. Murder Clown. Oh, it wasn't attractive, but it was effective. And right now we got a couple of people in front of tables. Pagano! I don't think those tables broke, you know. I am the table. Right now, Psycho Clown with a WWE logo on the side of his mask. Ooh, whipping away here. I don't know what that is that he's got. He's getting a baking tray and a chair. A great combination. And I think he's going to look to drive him into them. Spanish Fly? Spanish Fly? I think he kind of put himself through it more, but that might be it. And it is. Psycho Clowns are us. Psycho Circus pick up the victory. And that thing was flipping chaos. Chaos. Dave the Clown did it. The boyhood dream came true. Oh, and the manager that pretty much did flipping nothing is just walking away. He's like, forget this. I'll do nothing somewhere else. I don't have to do nothing here, you know. I'm going to do nothing somewhere else. My services are wasted here. Don't know what they're saying, but they're saying summer. Psycho broke his face on that chair, said Kinder Irish. Wyatt 6? Did he just call out the Wyatt 6? Psycho Circus victorious. Oh, here we go. The Wyatt 6. We've got a message. There's Bo. There's Bo. Okay. We accept your invitation. December 20th? War of the Titans. Oh, that's going to be good. That's going to be good. 20th of December. Oh, mate. Wyatt 6 against them. That's going to be good. That's going to be good. Hey, that was worth tuning in for just for that, wasn't it? Nice. December 20th. Guys, tell your friends. Tell your friends. The Wyatt 6 just sent a message. December 20th. They better show that show. And it better not be on at the same time as flipping Anthony Joshua against Jake Paul. That is going to be so hype. Mate, I can't wait to see Uncle Howdy and flipping Murder Clown being face-to-face. That Murder Clown has got such an interesting look that, yeah, that's going to be really interesting. All members of Psycho Circus, Psycho Clown, Murder Clown, Mud Clown, Dave the Clown, Fire Clown, Mini Clown, Lady Clowny. Lady Clowny? Oh, my God. Lady Clowny. Lady Clowny. Booking the Wyatt 6 better than WWE. Wyatt 6. Send a message to Psycho Circus. WWE and WWE and AAA. What's it called? Alianzas. Love it. Let's go. Lucha Libre AAA. AAA Ali. How the hell do you spell it? Anzas. Alianzas. Do you know what? This has been a really fun show so far. What I love about it is it just doesn't matter. You can turn your brain off. You don't have to worry about why have they booked... Oh, God, it's so refreshing, isn't it? Why have they booked that? Where's that going? Triple H is an idiot. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been a lot of those kind of things that have gone down this year, right? But to actually not care about that, I don't care who wins. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter to me. But we're just watching and enjoying and just... It's just so nice to not have to think about those things and instead just watch the action, enjoy it. If it's a bit botchy, who gives a flip? And just have fun with it. And it's kind of nice to just do that. I'm not going to do more of that. This is literally a one-time thing. But it is very refreshingly different. Let's put it that way. So I'm actually really enjoying tonight. 2 matches. Both of them, I think, have been entertaining. And we've still got some really good stuff coming up as well. Some really good stuff coming up. The pool fight is on the Friday, I think, says Dion. Well, that'd be good. Oh, no. Well, that'd be good. Is that going to collide with SmackDown? What the flip? That might not be good. Okay, we're going back over to the arena. We are an hour into this show. We're backstage. Oh, we have got a little backstage moment here. Dragon Lee, Vikingo. They're trying to... Dragon Lee's trying to get on the same page as Vikingo, but I've heard they've tried to turn Vikingo a bit heelish because the crowd don't like him. Yeah, more booze, man. It is true. If the crowd don't like him, just lean into it. Why not? Okay, I don't know what match is coming up next, but coming up next will be match number 3. Azino is in the crowds. Flipping love that guy. Yes, El Capi Perez. That's my boy right there. El Capi Perez. Mate, all the stars are out tonight. Lola Vice. Oh my God, we're going to the Chelsea Green match. Lola Vice is coming out. Yes. Yes. I keep on money. There she is. Lola Vice. Lola is fire, said Hawks fan. Fire. Here's Mr. Iguana! There he is. The sexiest man in all of professional wrestling. Making his way down to the ring. They're going to be trying to get their mixed tag championship back. Mr. Iguana. Let's go. Iguana time. Felix is loving Mr. Iguana. Look at that reaction. Love is in the air. Look, there's Lola giving Mr. Iguana a big hug. Here's Chelsea Green. Big cheer for Chelsea Green, you know. Big cheer for Chelsea Green. Do you know who she is? Do you know who she is? It's Chelsea. It's Chelsea Green. That's what the announcer just did. I wonder if he was trying to do that like special announcement, that Chelsea Green. I don't know what we're chanting. I'm not sure what the chant is. Here's Ethan Page. Ethan comes out. Ego. And again with a smile. Okay, there's Chelsea. There's Ethan. The mixed tag team champs. Chelsea says she's ready. Mr. Iguana in the ring. Mocking Ethan Page. Some of these Mexican fans having a bit of a pop at Chelsea. And I kill him with a smile. Ego. Okay, so they're making their way down. We're going to be underway very soon with this Mixed Tag Championship match. This is a big one. It's a big reason as to why people have tuned in. Chelsea in the ring, holding up that championship. Saluting. Let's change over the graphic on screen. Is the Mixed Tag Team title match. Oh, blimey now. Matey Boy's back with his camera crew on his head. I've only just noticed how one of the belts is red, the other one is blue. Shouldn't that be pink? Shouldn't it be like Barbie pink for the girls? Okay, we're about to get underway. The titles on the line. Lola and Iguana have a high chance of winning. Lola has been frequently in AAA recently, said Dr. Luchalala. Felix says, beautiful girls. Days next Saturday is War Games. We'll be here for it, but Lola gets knocked down and she does the dead lizard pose as well. So she had a little bit of fun with that. So Chelsea and Ethan knocked down Lola and Mr. Iguana. And you know how Mr. Iguana likes to do his like lie in there pose. Well, Lola did it as well. Lola going over, grabbing Chelsea. Bang. She's hitting Chelsea in the side of the head. Some vicious looking hip attacks right here. That probably hurts. I mean, she's got quite a bit to swing, hasn't she, in all fairness? Chelsea going over to the corner. Lola Iguana, said Ant B. Ballin. Chelsea, back elbow there into Lola. Lola goes into the corner. I didn't see what happened, but the commentators were just laughing there for a second. Kick coming into the midsection. Looking for a snap suplex there by Lola. Tell you what's really good is there's no distractions in regards to, you know, what we're watching. So we can really just dial in on the in-ring work. Coming over, face first, into that middle turnbuckle goes Lola. Mr. Iguana jumps into the ring. He goes round the back of Ethan. Ethan goes over, Ethan goes down. Mr. Iguana against the ropes, off that middle rope. Flying headbutt. Referee going for the pin and kick out there by Ethan. It's going to be December 20th. AAA is going to be streamed on YouTube and hopefully in English and Spanish. Okay, right now we've got La Yesca has been introduced, but Chelsea grabs the tail. Oh my God. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable scenes. Laeska is draped over that middle rope at the moment. Ethan Page driving Mr. Iguana down, and a kick out there by Mr. Iguana. And Mr. Iguana does... Oh, hello. What's happened? What's happened? What's Chelsea done? I think she's chucked Laeska to the outsides. Oh, my God. Oh, did you see Chelsea then? Did you see Chelsea? She was like... I'm not sure the camera was meant to pick up on that. Just a couple of little... Is she flipping people off? She is. She is. Why is she doing that? They didn't teach her that in WWE. She gave the bird a little kiss as well. Iguana. There's kids in the crowd, goddammit. You can hear them chanting for Iguana. Chop coming in there. Mates. Chelsea thinks she's just at a house show, said the beach coat. Did no one tell her that this is being streamed around the world? Jesus, well, why would you do it as well? The flipping referee has got a recording studio on his head. You ain't getting away with anything in this match. Oh, Mr. Iguana driving Ethan into the ring. He's trying to get over to Lola Vice. It doesn't really matter who tags, does it? I mean, there we go. As soon as a woman gets tagged, the other woman has to come in anyway. Kick coming in there by Lola, and again. Bang! Quick kicks there by Lola. Pop, 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 pop. I love it when she does that. Pop, 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 pop. Chelsea selling really well. Slumps down in the corner. Little bit of a dance. Bang, bang. Charging in. Ooh, into the corner. Oh, my God. Putting some extra stank on it. Little bit of extra stank on it. Nice suplex. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Ethan comes in. Makes the save. Ethan makes the save. Lola Vice got a few words there for All Ego. Oh, he's giving her a little pat on the head. Kicks coming in there by Lola. Pop, 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 pop. Chelsea comes in, grabs Lola. Chelsea goes to the outsides. Lola. Oh. She makes the tag. Iguana is in. Iguana in the corner, bouncing up. Comes to the outside and takes over Ethan. Wow. I thought he was just going to cross body or something, but clothesline. Down goes Lola. Chelsea goes down as well. Chelsea goes outside the ring. Ethan goes back into the ring. Iguana slides in. Iguana against the rope, stuck underneath. Ethan, middle of the ring, grabs him. Oh, you just never quite know what they're going to do you? I mean, they're flipping all over the place. Even Mr. Iguana is really agile. He does like all this comedy stuff, but he's constantly like flipping round, isn't he? Oh, referee's gone down. Jesus Christ. Referee has gone down. Chelsea grabs a kendo stick. Chelsea, boom! That is animal cruelty. Lola's in, though. Chelsea has got that kendo stick. Lola's trying to get it off her. Ethan's trying to get it off Lola. Lola goes down. Did he just hit Lola with it? I don't know what we're doing here now. Ethan's got the kendo stick. He's going... Oh! He went to hit Lola. He did try to hit Lola. He ends up hitting Mr. Iguana. And it is going to be that the champs retain. Ethan and Chelsea retain. Chelsea's like, give me those belts. Chelsea and Ethan retain those championships. Who's coming out now? It seems like someone's interrupted him. Dr. Wagner Jr. is coming down. Oh, he needs a female partner. Dr. Wagner Jr. going after Ethan. Oh, Chelsea nails him. Are we going to bring down a female? Ethan, look, unloading on Wagner right now. Chelsea's trying to stop Ethan. He's wow, what's this about? What's this about? Chelsea's like, that's enough. That's enough. Wow, you don't expect that, do you? You don't expect Chelsea to, like, break it up. Look at all these flipping belts. There's so many belts. Well, there we go. Wagner came down. And he got murked. Absolutely murked. I really thought we were going to bring, like, a woman down to help him. Wow. Wow. I don't know what that was. Right. Have they even got a women's division? Well, they do have a women's division. I thought it might have been a WWE woman, actually. I did wonder if it was going to be a WWE female. Just like how it's Mr. Iguana and Lola. I did wonder if we might bring someone down, but we did not. Fun, though. Let's get rid of that poll for the second match, shall we? I don't even know if I've been recording these, actually. So, you lot said that second one was great. 64. So, what did you think of this last one? The mixed tag match. Mixed tag score. I thought that was pretty fun as well. Honestly, I think tonight's been a really good show. It's been, do you know what? Low-key, it's been one of my favourite AAA shows. Every match has just been... And maybe it's the commentary just not being in the way. I don't know. It's a very easy show to watch. Maybe if I was on my own doing some work and it was on in the background, I don't know, I'd still have it on in the background. It has been very entertaining, said Doug Dilly. They do have other women, but Faby tagged with Natalya and got attacked by Las Toxicas. Las Toxicas. The Karate Man Ethan Page is ready and will be a future WWE World Champion and main event WrestleMania, said Fish Nake. Who needs school to learn Spanish? Just watch AAA. Yes. Tony said the last AAA show I watched I thought was great. I loved it. It's better than SmackDown, says Robbie. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Got a little video package from Wyatt 6. Fun little match with some interesting bits of booking in there. In that mixed tag match. Ethan using that. I mean, he really went to hit Lola with it. And Mr. Iguana pushes her out the way. He takes the shot. That's what results in the heels winning. Yeah, it's true, innit? I mean, wrestling just is its own language. And that's a great thing about sport, isn't it? You can just watch it and enjoy it for what it is. So, if we've already done the Natalya match, it does make me wonder, like, what is left? Obviously, Dirty Dom, I'm sure, is going to be our main event. But it does make me wonder what is left. Because what other matches did we do that I don't know about? Is it just our main event that's left? We've gone back and we've got like... yeah, it might just be the main event. Mate, I have so enjoyed this show. I thought I was going to have to watch something now that I didn't really care about. Because there was a match that I wasn't too fussed by. I can't even remember what it was. But I was looking forward to just getting that one out the way. But it was a dark match by the looks of it. It was the Parka match against Galeno del Mal. And I was like, not bothered. So I thought that would be next. But it must have been a dark match, just like the Natalya match. So we started with an amazing triple threat. Then we did that weird psycho circus thing, which was really fun. Then we've just done the mixed tag match. And now we're going to wrap it up with Dragon Lee and Vikingo against Dominik Mysterio and El Grande. Dragon Lee, one half of the tag champs. He's on his own. His partner's not with him. Or is he? AJ Styles. AJ Styles. Dragon Lee and Vikingo versus Dom and El Grande. How many Rumble spots would we give outside main roster talent this year? I mean, you want a couple of surprises. I don't know if there will be, but you definitely want a couple. You want at least a couple of NXT. And I think you give a token one to TNA and a token one to AAA. That's what I would do. I'd be tempted to bring down Murder Clown. I think he's got such a good look. Or Vikingo, because I really rate him. Vikingo would be a good shout, actually. So, what? Couple of surprises. Couple for NXT. One for TNA. One for AAA. 6. I'd use 6 for non-main roster. Booze. Oh, there's a kid there that wanted to reach out to Vikingo. And Vikingo just sort of gave him a bit of a dirty look and just walked past him. People are giving a thumbs down. Look at that entrance thing, man. Blimey now. There he is. Lots of booze. Is this the main event? I believe so. I can't imagine that you'd follow up this match with anything else. Okay, here we go. Here is El Grande. So is Dominik, I think he is, you know, because El Grande is not wearing that gear that we saw earlier. So I think you're right. I think it is going to be Eddie Guerrero, Los Gringos attire. This is going to be fun, man, to see Dominik come out in this gear. Yeah, man. There's a couple of El Grande masks. And there's even, is that a banner? One of those banners that's got, I don't know who's on that. I did one. That's not El Grande on there, is it? He should get one of those banners with him on it. Ole, 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 ole. Grande, Grande. Look at some of the signs. Ole, 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 ole. Grande, Grande. Yeah, man, the crowd are into him. Cheer him, chant him. Doing that as he's walking past them. Everyone's doing that except for Booker T on NXT, who didn't have a flipping clue and went... Bring out Dirty Dom. They effing love him, says Tony. They do, don't they? They do. Oh, man, look at this. Grande. Big. I can't even do it. Big intro for El Grande. Okay, we're all waiting for Dirty Dom. Okay, Dirty Dom making his way out. And we're all looking at the ring gear at the entrance attire because he teased some earlier. And here he is. Look at that. Look at that. Now, that is a very different look for Dirty Dom. He looks good in that. The shirt is in the way at the moment. I'm thinking that he'll remove that, but it's kind of Eddie inspired. It looks great. I want him to take that kind of shirt from around his waist, though. There we go. We've got a Dirty Dom banner. That's great. A Dirty Dom AAA banner. There he is getting in the ring. Look at this gear. Look at that. Now you can see all of it. Oh, my God. Mate, that is WrestleMania worthy. That is WrestleMania worthy. There he is, look, in the stars and the stripes. He looks so good in that. He looks so good. Look at this match. Dragon Lee and Vikingo taking on El Grande and Dominik Mysterio. Lots of El Grande fans in the crowds. And it looks like Dirty Dom might be starting us off. I think they're chanting for El Grande, you know. Yeah, man. Very good. Very good. Very fun. There's a young El Grande fan. Dirty Dom. Kicking us off with Dragon Lee. Good luck that for Dirty Dom. I'd buy a Dom figure in that gear, said Uncle Rebel. Yes. Shots coming in back and forth here by Dom and Dragon Lee. It is true, actually. I mean, I really feel like this show has given us some, like, talking points. I mean, the Wyatt 6 thing was really great. Dirty Dom with some really fun new gear. Chelsea Green flipping off the crowds. Do you know what I mean? These are just like really fun little things that's like, oh man, did you see that show at the weekend? It was pretty bonkers. It was only on for like a couple of hours, but it might not even clock in at a couple of hours, actually. I mean, it started at, what, 3:15? It's now, you know, what, 25 to 5 in the morning UK time. I'm not sure this match is going to be going for 40 minutes. I don't know. Have we got another match after this, then? I don't really get the timing, actually, but... Right now, Vikingo is in there. Vikingo double knees right into Dirty Dom. Boos. Crowd seem to be on El Grande and Dominik's sides. Vikingo goes down. I'm pretty sure Vikingo is going to be betraying Dragon Lee in this match. He's got a really good posture, really good stature. He's got a lovely size to him. He's very athletic looking, isn't he, Ludwig El Grande? It's crazy, man. Because if you do El Grande in America, do it on TV, people roll their eyes. Do it in Mexico, people lose their minds. Going over against the ropes. I can't believe we'll never see another John Cena promo battle, said Adam. That guy knew how to blitz people with ease. Well, I'd imagine he blitzed Nikki Bella a few times. Right now, keeping Vikingo grounded. Ole, ole, ole. Grande, grande. Ole, 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 ole. Grande, grande. They have broken out in... Look at that. I think we've got some oil being advertised on the Titantron. Main event, ain't it? Well, I think so. I'm not too sure. I would think so. It's just time-wise, it seems a little early to me, but there he is. He's upside down and he's getting the crowd to clap alongs by using his legs, and he gets out of the holds. And there, I think that was him actually on that banner earlier, you know. Right now, he's keeping Vikingo down. Cactus Jack said he was born for this. Headlock being applied there by Dirty Dom chance by El Grande. El Grande back up to his feet. Back elbow coming in there by Vikingo. He goes up. Oh, drives him down on his head. That was pretty moody. Kick coming into the midsection. Boos are ringing out. Shot coming in there by Vikingo. Vikingo goes over into the corner. El Grande in the center, charging in. Big boot there by Vikingo. Vikingo to the outsides. Here's Dragon Lee drop kick. Down goes El Grande. Dirty Dom making the tag. Dragon Lee is in the ring. Dirty Dom charges over, goes through the ropes to the outsides. Over the top to the outside goes El Grande. Here's Dragon Lee. Brilliant crowd. So much energy. Vikingo says no. Vikingo stops Dragon Lee. Vikingo wants to do it himself. Oh, my God. Drama. I think, is Dragon Lee going to go for it anyway now? Dragon Lee against the ropes, over the other side. Big air, huge. Not as big as Javon, though. Sorry. Vikingo having a word there with Dragon Lee. Is like, why did you do that? I just did something similar. In the ring. Jumps in, gets prevented by Jack. Yeah, pushing and shoving, mate. This thing is falling apart right now. Dirty Dom and El Grande. Dirty Dom flashing the gun, smile on his face. El Grande, Dirty Dom. Bang, into the ring steps. Over into the barricades goes Dragon Lee. Chop coming in. Dragon Lee over against that barricade. Vikingo. Shh. Wasn't that loud. It wasn't that loud. They just can't coexist, said Well, it's always the big... Here's Dom. Even that wasn't very loud. I really think if you're going to do a shh, you better make sure it sounds like a flipping gunshot. You can't go shh. Do you know what I mean? Vikingo into the ring steps. Adam said, Days, me and my girlfriend announced today we're having a little boy in March. Congrats, buds. Many congratulations. Adam, have you picked a name? Vikingo, Psycho Clown, Murder Clown. Have any of the names tonight inspired you? Lola Vice, Mr. Iguana, Baby Iguana, Layeska. Into the ring post. Dominik or Vince. Oh. Maybe McMahon could be the middle name. Drop kick as Dragon Lee goes to the outsides. Sean said, I wish Dom would remove that shirt. Yes, same, because that gear looks amazing. And I wanted him to remove it as well because it's in the way. But in a way, that's a very heelish thing to do, isn't it? Have some really great, exciting, new-looking gear and then, like, cover it up. Dragon Lee in the corner. Okay, El Grande goes up. Adam said, Harry. Yes, baby days. Cheers, everyone. What, you going with the name Harry? You can't. We haven't had a Harry on this show. You're going to have to call it like referee or something connected to this show. How about Dead Man on a Banner? We've had one of them on this show. It's not a very catchy name, though, is it, to be honest? Bang! Superplex. No, I was saying yes, Harry, because he said baby days. Oh. Oh, well, I've not been on this show, so you can't. Here we go. We've got El Grande and Dominik. They're working together for a suplex. Boom. But William's a great name, says William. Nice suplex there by Dom. WWE included the description that the stream is presented with Spanish commentary only, said Dr. Luchalala. Dominik on the outside looking to come over. Ooh, knees up there by Dragon Lee. Knees up by Dragon Lee. Over in the corner, tag being made. Vikingo coming in. Vikingo coming in, and I don't think Dragon Lee was expecting that. Shots coming in there by Vikingo. Crowd are booing away. What was the manager earlier called? I could maybe have his name. He was called Giant Vagina. That was his name. Giant Vagina. Over in the corner goes Vikingo. Dragon Lee comes in. Dragon Lee just sort of tags himself in. Kicks there by Dragon Lee. Oh, yeah. This is breaking down. Guys, they're not coexisting. This is an absolute nightmare. Right now, we've got Dragon Lee up in the corner. Okay, he pushes Dom down. He's looking out to the crowds. Looking for the Tree of Woe, and he gets it. Tree of Woe. All that woe tied up in a tree. Dragon Lee is in control. He's standing over Dirty Dom. He's looking over to Dragon Lee, and he's looking over to Vikingo. Vikingo comes in. These two just cannot get on the same page at all. It's an absolute nightmare. Vikingo with a kick to the midsection. So that last match you lot said was great 65. You've really enjoyed every single match tonight. Oh, big kick there by Vikingo. Dominik goes down. Vikingo looking to go against the ropes. Oh, driven down there by Dom. Driven down by Dom. Vikingo is down. Dom trying to get over to El Grande. El Grande looking out at the fans. He's reaching out for Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom kicking out at Vikingo. Dirty Dom looking to make the tag. Dom is in. Duck underneath. Drop kick. Down goes Vikingo. Goes down. Kick coming in there by Vikingo. Charging over. Oh, flying headbutt there by Vikingo. Dragon Lee goes down. Shot coming in there by Dragon Lee. Oh, and again, firing in these blows. Over the other side, round the house. Oh, slams him down. Against the ropes. Big boot. Going over. Ah, big shot. I tell you what, it's all El Grande. Lovely work. Big chop coming in. Going over. Top. And little bit botchy. Went for like a blockbuster type move. Didn't really get it. It's very ambitious though. Through the ropes. Lands on Vikingo. Who would be the heel out of Dragon Lee Vikingo? The crowd don't like Vikingo, and they're just not taking to him at all, and they've really teased a turn. He's on his feet. Ah! Slap coming in. He's looking to get him up on the shoulders. Bang! Drives him down to... Vikingo makes the save. Boos ringing out. Boos ringing out. Against the ropes. Oh, lovely work by Vikingo. He just went through the ropes really hard there. That was really good. Vikingo crashes on that top turnbuckle. Dragon Lee's involved. That's not going to help the situation. What's happening now? Oh, it's going in. I think the metal, the bit of metal has gone in. Jesus. Bang, headbutt, down goes Dragon Lee. Okay, he's going for the cover. He's right underneath Vikingo. Oh my God, now Vikingo's landed on Dragon Lee. Oh my God. There is no chance of these guys working together. But just someone put him away. Put me out of my misery, would you? Clearly, this goof team ain't going to win. I've seen enough to know that they absolutely cannot coexist. Dragon Lee with a super kick. The losers are losing, said Fish. That was good, though, by Dragon Lee. 1, 2. Kick out by Dirty Dom. Grammary said, help someone. Help us. Adam said Chad Gable should win a mid-card title next year, but it seems that ship is sailing. Well, we need to get him back first, don't we? Get him back. Right now, we've got Dragon Lee trying to get over to Vikingo. Is Vikingo going to jump down? Yeah. He moves out the way. He moves out the way. This is a massive betrayal, guys. Absolutely massive. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Is this the moment Vikingo, like, turns heel on Dragon Lee? Like, is this where it's like the trigger is pulled? He's having a few words there. Top rope, Inzaguri. Down goes Dragon Lee. Vikingo lashes out. Oh, my God. This is exactly like what's going to happen with Charlotte and Rhea. And he's walking away. He's walking away. The people did this. They kept booing him. 619 connects. Headbutt there by El Grande that's probably still got that bit of metal in it. And it is a win. Unbelievable. It is a win for the baby faces. Well, no, I suppose the heels, aren't they? The babyface team imploded. Dragon Lee goes out the ring. There is Dom and El Grande in the ring. Now, are we going to get anything that goes down here? How's this show ending, or is it just going to be Dom saying a few words? Because he's grabbed the microphone. Dragon Lee and Vikingo probably going to head to a feud, aren't they? Dom just addressing the fans. El Grande Americano. No idea what he's saying. Whatever he's saying, it's in Spanish. El Grande comes over and nods. Okay. Okay. Rey Fénix. Penta. The Lucha Bros. Damn, this is going to really resonate. People have been waiting for Lucha Bros. I wonder, is that going to be on December 20th? Maybe we do Dom and El Grande against Lucha Bros. It's clever, because there's so many people that want to see these two together in WWE. I'm just waiting to find out when. Miedo. Okay. Please let there be a graphic. please let there be a graphic, because I don't know what was just said. Dominik looks shocked. But the Lucha Bros have clearly just issued a challenge to these two. We know there is a big show on the 20th of December. So my guess would be then. But definitely need to get that confirmed. Dominik's not happy about it. That's a fun sign. Okay, Dominik responding. Just say C. I think that's yes. I think that's yes. Wow, what a really fun show. I mean, every match delivered, in my opinion. Every match was really fun. And Jesus Christ, they fit in more talking points than you get on a Raw or a SmackDown. I mean, you wouldn't have been down if that was like a Saturday night's main event, would you? Kind of feels like that. Why no English? Because we don't deserve it. Yeah? Because of those kinds of attitudes. War of Titans, December 20th. That wasn't even 2 hours. Lovely. Didn't need to be. Clocked in at, what was it? 1 hour 40, something like that. About 1 hour 40. I'll take that. I will flipping take that. Well, there we go. We got the flipping Lucha Bros appearing together. I just don't really know what they said, but I'm sure it's a challenge. Adam, shout out to you. Ant said it was a quick show, but it was pretty good. Corey said fun times. Matt said no English is unwatchable. Oh, I didn't find that. I found it was watchable. I think the great thing about watching wrestling, as we said, is it's just quite easy to follow, regardless. The only thing there is at the very end, of course. Trying to figure out what they were saying to Dominik, but you can sort of piece together that it was a challenge. Boom. Okay. Let's end the poll for the main event, and let's just turn our attention to what did you think about the show. Even that main event match you lot said was great 73. I think that main event match, you know, controversially might have been my least favorite match of the night. It felt quite obvious, like where Dragon Lee. There was still some good action, but I think like there was, I don't know, better action in some of the other matches. But it felt bigger. I will give it that. It felt bigger. They confirmed it will go down at Lucha de Titans on the 20th. Well, I feel like we're going to have to be watching Lucha de Titans, aren't we? On the 20th. Days, do we think the next AAA show will be the 20th on YouTube? Kyle Gaming, I think so. Kyle Gaming, I think so. I've not heard of anything else. To be honest, we might have only had access to this one because of the fact that AEW had a show tonight. So I don't know if they've got another show coming up or anything, but yes, I am thinking that probably the 20th will be the next one for us. Not a big fan of AAA, but that December 20th show is looking pretty good, said Sanan. We've got Javon and Lucha Bros, Dom, Grande, Wyatt 6. We got to watch on the 20th. Well, as long as there's nothing else massive that's on, and I don't think there is. I mean, I'm here for it. I don't think there's any WWE, is there? I mean, it is the week after John Cena's final match. John Cena's final match is Saturday the 13th. So what I do know is we've got Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. But I think that's the 19th, and I've got a horrible feeling that might be clashing with SmackDown. I mean, what the flip do you do there? I don't know what the flip you do. I mean, I've got to watch SmackDown, but blimey now. It's Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul. It's like a massive fight. So that's a real conundrum. That's a real problem. But then the next night, I don't think there is anything. So yeah, mentally, I am ready to watch AAA. The dinosaur beat the zombie tonight on AEW, said Fish. Big match. That's a big match. Dinosaur versus zombie. That's long been debated. So good to see that AEW are getting that sorted. So a multitask stream. Yeah, but I'm a guy. We don't do multitasking very well, but... Dr. Luchador, shout out to you. Choco Latte, shout out to you. The Rib said, you said important things. Well, there's lots of important things going on. SmackDown's important. Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua's important. Certainly if Anthony Joshua gets knocked out. And actually, if Jake Paul gets knocked out. Lots of important things going on. Right, we're done. There we go. We've reached the end of the roads. Let's have a look and see what you lot scored the show. You said the show was great 79. Great 79. So there we go. We are done. And appreciate everyone joining us tonight. I hope you had a good time. I loved it, honestly. I didn't know what to expect. But I knew that I was up for it, and I knew that I was, like, you know, excited to see. I thought the card looked pretty good. But I'm going to tell you now, genuinely, that show has just exceeded my expectations. That genuinely is up there with being one of the best AAA shows I've seen. And there's been some really good ones, but there wasn't a single second of that I struggled with. There wasn't any of that I kind of zoned out of or wasn't interested. From start to finish, for the whole hour and 40-odd minutes, I was completely hooked. And I really enjoyed it. I thought the crowd was really passionate. I thought the match card was short and sweet, but solid. Every match had something to get invested in. It had talking points with Wyatt 6 and Dom's gear and Lucha Bros popping up at the end. So... I don't feel like I wasted my time. I felt like I've just seen some really fun wrestling. lots of talking points and little bits dotted throughout. And really enjoyed it. And so I hope you did as well. So there we go. Thanks for joining us. Really do appreciate it. And hopefully see you again Monday, I think, when we will be back for Monday Night Raw. Bye for now.